Man's been
Well, I woke up naked in a Waffle House booth. Found a chicken in my bed, Lord, I wish there was a spoof. Got a mullet, no regrets, and my beer gut strong. Florida man's been up to no good all night long. Saw a cop car, figured I'd give him a chase. Waving out the window with no pants on my waist. The gator in the backseat was wearing thong, and that ain't...
Hey, what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing? I have returned. Hello, James, Squid, Ghostlin. Who else do we got here? Polka Princess, GB, Polka Gamer. What is going on, everybody? Riz, hello. Ghostlin, thank you so much for the sub. GB, thank you for the sub as well. Thank you guys so much. It is great to be back. The return stream is upon us. Let's go. So excited for tonight, guys. It's not going to be that long. I still have work tomorrow. I have a job still. I'm going to... But hello. I have returned. Woohoo! So, a couple things going on tonight. First things first, guys. First things first. New emotes. Let's go. I'm excited for the new emotes, if you can't tell. So, where do all these emotes exist, right? Well, good. Using your Bob Farmer. Fun times, James. Julio, what's going on, Julio? How you doing? But yeah, so new emotes going on. Let's go. So happy about this. I got them. They got delivered right before my vacation ended, so I had time to get them all set up. There are some tiers here though, okay? There are some tiers here. The heart emoji, the Arthur heart emoji, that one that I'm going to put in chat now, if you're confused, that one in chat now is available for anybody. That is a free emote. Anybody who follows the channel can use that emote. Squid. Hang on, I gotta look at something real quick. Munch and sus. Okay. I figured it out. All right, so now I also, yeah, it is on capture cursor. What the? Why isn't it capturing my cursor like it's supposed to be? What the fuck, OBS? Try this again. It's not. Okay, anyways. Now I need to look at it again. Hang on. Hang on. I'm trying to figure something out. So munch and then sus. Okay. So the munch emoji, the one with me eating the cookies. Hi, guy. What's going on? Hi, guy. The munching one where I'm eating the cookies. That is a bit tier emoji. So at 1,000 bits, you unlock me munching. Right? So at 1,000 bits, you unlock the munching emoji. And then one more to look at. Okay, that was the other one. I'm being dumb tonight. The sus emoji. Right? Sus emoji? Is that what I said? Yeah. Okay. The sus emoji is at the 5,000 bit tier. That is once you accumulate 5,000 bits ever in the history of being in my channel, in my chat, at 5,000 bits, you unlock sus. Thank you, hi guy. Thank you. Thank you. I did those because I finally have people that have donated over 5,000 bits, and I felt like they should be rewarded for doing so. So there's now the 2-bit tier emoji so that the people who have donated can feel special and that they're getting something. So I did that to be nice to them, guys, okay? So that's why those are there. The idiot, the yawn, the dead, and the nani are subscriber emotes. So you subscribe to the channel and you get access to those 4. Hey, what's going, RJ? Hey, James, that's fine, right? Again, no hate. Do what you gotta do. I don't care if you sub, you bits, whatever. Do none of it. You all do you. Have fun. Enjoy the streams. As long as you're here hanging out, I'm a happy guy, okay? But I've had people who have been over the 1,000 bit mark for a while, and they haven't had anything special for doing that, and I felt bad about it. And then Jack went ahead and crossed that 5,000 bit tier, and I was like, well, fuck, I'm a really bad streamer because I'm not rewarding my fans for supporting me. And so I felt I had the extra slots, and it was a good time to throw some stuff their way. And so that's why those are there. Again, those were 2 extra slots. If I didn't put emotes in those slots, those 2 emotes would not exist. I would not have them, right? So you guys aren't missing out on anything. You wouldn't have them anyways if I hadn't put them in those slots. I didn't have enough spaces for all of these without using the bit tier emotes. What's that, Pokemon Gamer? But yeah, so you guys, the heart emoji is for everybody. And then idiot, yawn, dead, and nani are for subscribers. Munch is for 1,000 bits and sus is for 5,000 bits. So that is what's going on with the new emotes. As you can see here by Awan from the VGen site who did the last few emotes that I've made. What's going on, Fang? What are you gonna make? I have no idea, gamer. I honestly don't even have a clue right now. But yeah, so new emotes, guys. Use them, enjoy them, do your thing with them. Oh, coffee, duh. See, look, I've been gone so long, I got stupider than usual. Isn't that lovely? Who knew I could actually get dumber than I already am? I didn't think that was possible, but it is. Re-downloaded Overwatch 2 and found out they brought back the loot boxes. Oh god, GB, why would you do that to yourself? But yeah. So I'm back, guys. I'm back, and today we're gonna continue on with Sizzlipede. I'm gonna keep working towards the Sizzlipede. I tried to get another hunt set up. I was trying to get the big ice cream cone, the double one. Yeah, brain recalibrating. That's a good way to word it. However, I couldn't get the reset set up, and honestly, I keep saying that after Sizzlipede, I'm gonna work on other stuff on this account, so I can do some other stuff on that account. And then I keep setting up strong spawn hunts and fucking myself up because I want to finish Blipbug. So I decided we're just going to focus on Sizzlipede for now. And if I get the Sizzlipede, we'll adjust from there. So yeah, we'll be doing Sizzlipede today. I will start talking about vacation stuff. Hey, what's going on, Boom? How you doing, buddy? We'll start talking about vacation stuff. Now, as for you, Riz, fuck you. Now, those who have been around for a while will know this. I get very excited about story time. And I forget to pace myself, right? I forget to pace myself. The last time I took a vacation when I was being a streamer, man, me and Book had gone with her family down to the Keys. And my auto counter's not working for some reason. That's fun. Let me see if I can fix it real quick. Let me see if I can fix it. But I had a bad habit, right, in the past where I would tell everything in like 5 minutes, right? The last time I did a vacation when I was streaming was 2 years ago. Me and Book went to the Keys with our family. We were in the Keys for a fucking week, okay? We were there for a week. I got back from vacation, all right? And I told the entire vacation in like the first hour of stream. Like I just speed ran my vacation stories. And that was really dumb of me. I need to not do that. All right. Your room on the Minecraft server might have. I still need to get on there. Fuck. I keep forgetting about that. I do. I get excited and I want to tell you guys everything immediately. But it's a dumb way to do it as like a streamer. You know what I mean? Like I gotta take my time. I gotta take advantage of all that content and spread it out for as long as I can. Right? I can't just jump in and be like, here's everything that happened in the last 10 days. Oh, well, now what do I talk about? Right? I can't do that. I got to be better. So I am going vacation story speedrun world record. I did that last time. I got you, GB. I'll have to check them out. So I'm going to try to slow down and take my time over the next couple of streams talking about the vacation because I've got a lot that I can talk about. And if I take my time and I really do it right, I can make it fun and interesting. And that's what I want to do for you guys. Hell yeah, Boom. Let's go. It's like $3,500 footrest. Oh, Boom. What the hell, dude? So yeah, I'm going to take my time and discuss the vacation stuff. The other thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna have a little bit of a Vshojo memorial. GB, I don't plan on it. The less I know, the better. Let's see if the auto counter works this time. Hey, auto counter worked. Let's go. But yeah, for anybody that doesn't keep up with VTuber drama, the VTuber company Vshojo had some things happen while I was on vacation. Within 48 hours, their biggest talent, Iron Mouse, put out a video saying she was leaving the company and why. And within 48 hours of that video, the company put a post out basically saying the company doesn't exist anymore. They are done. It was a wild 48 hours. It was the fastest implosion of a public-facing entity I've ever seen. The shit is wild. So we're going to talk about that first. And we're going to kind of have a little bit of remembrance of the good times when we thought Vshojo was a fun, happy place before we found out the truth. Because I know for a lot of you guys that are in my community, you don't follow VTuber stuff. You don't really give a flying fuck about VTuber stuff. And that's okay. You don't have to. I understand that. I understand for a lot of you, I'm the only VTuber you watch, and that's okay too. However, for me, Vshojo and the original girls who were in the company are a big part of why I stream and why I'm a VTuber today. And so everything that broke while I was on vacation, it hit pretty hard. Like, not gonna lie, it had me pretty upset while I was on vacation. I was joking around in the Discord about it and stuff, and you know, doing some other things, but yeah, it definitely hit me hard. Boom, we're gonna get to vacation stuff. I've got a lot to talk about the next few streams. I've got a lot. The trip was insane. But I'm gonna start with the Vshojo stuff. So for those of you that don't know, Vshojo was a US based VTuber group. They were there were three major VTuber corporations. You had the two Japanese companies, Niji Sanji and Hololive are the two big Japanese companies, and then you had the one big US company, Vshojo. All right, and basically, for those who don't know, the VTuber corporations and companies, they basically fund and promote talents to help them reach a bigger audience, help them get sponsors, help them get, with merchandise deals, different things like that. Now, for Hololive and Niji Sanji, they operate a little different. They're very similar to how, like, Japanese and Korean pop groups and idol groups work. Exactly, James. And so basically, like, for Hololive and Niji Sanji, you would apply for them, go through auditions, and if you got selected, they would basically give you a VTuber model and a character that you were supposed to play. The company owns the intellectual property rights to everything associated with your character, right? They create the model, they create the background, and you act it out. And if for whatever reason you end up leaving their company, you get fired, you quit, whatever, they retain the rights to the character, the YouTube channels, everything. Okay? You basically, if you leave the companies, you have to start over from scratch at that point, right? Now, Vshojo operated. Do I not have any Pokeballs? What the shit? For Vshojo, they operated a little bit differently, right? With them, the way it would work was you brought your own character. Hey, let's go, Julio. In what game? So yeah, for Vshojo, you would bring your own character. So anybody that's joining Vshojo, for the most part, there were a few exceptions, but it's still slightly different. Nice, Julio. Fuck yes. For those joining Vshojo, it was people who were already established talents. It was people who already had a following, already had their character, their backstory, everything else, and they would bring it into the company. And so with Vshojo, if you leave the company, you get fired, whatever, you retain all the intellectual property rights to your character. You retain the VTuber, all the assets, the channels, everything that's with it. So the biggest thing Vshojo did for people was it gave them access to artists and, you know, sponsors and things like that. And then the company took a cut of like sponsorship money and merchandise money in exchange for helping out that stuff. What's going on, Derpy? How you doing, buddy? So Vshojo worked a little bit differently, okay? And so Vshojo formed almost 5 years ago. And when it formed almost 5 years ago, the original members were Iron Mouse. I mean, Derpy, yeah. I hope you're just saying you missed me streaming. Because if you're saying you just, like, haven't been here, neither have I. But yeah, so the original members were Iron Mouse, Project Melody, Zentreya, Silvervale, Neanners, Hime, and Apricot / Fruit, whichever way you call her. That was the original group. And over the years that it's been there, there's some people that have come and gone. Other talents have been brought in. Some have left, etc. Hey, all good. Hi, guy. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Have a good night if I don't see you. Right? Mel, that horny bitch. So, those are the original members, okay? And back when they started, their whole thing was like, you know, talent first. It was supposed to be a VTuber company that didn't have all the negatives that the Japanese ones did, right? Where, you know, the company didn't own your character and all this shit. And it was supposed to be a lot more freedom. The company, because like with Niji, Sanji, and Hololive, you can't do anything without permission. No, you're good, Derp. I just wanted to make sure. But no, thank you, Derp. Appreciate it. I have been very well. So that was how they build it, right? Talent first. Talent first was the big thing. And it was supposed to offer complete freedom. The VTuber talents in Vshojo could do what they want, say what they want, play what games they want, collab with whoever they want. They didn't have to get permission to do every little fucking thing like the Japanese counterparts did, right? And so that was like what was really appealing about it. And so when they first came out, like I was already watching and following most of the girls who started Vshojo. Like I was already watching. So Hime was a brand new one that debuted shortly after the company went live. So like the company went live and they basically said at the time they're going live that Hime and Fruit were going to be coming in. They were just finishing up like the models and some other stuff, but they were the only two that weren't established talents, but the people behind them were. So like the people behind them were known in like the internet world. And so it was a little bit different with them, right? So obviously like Hime and Fruit I couldn't have been following previously, although I had been watching Hime's old YouTube channel where she did IRL streams. But like the other girls, Mousy, Mel, Zentreya, Silvervale, Neanners, I was watching all of them already. All right, I found Mouse and Mel first, and then through them, I found the other three. So like I was already watching them when they Vshojo formed with them as the introductory members. I was already a fan, and they were already motivating me to try to be a VTuber myself. And so when Vshojo joined and it was all my favorite girls that were a part of it, it was like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing, right? And this is where like the whole situation kind of spirals a bit for me, or not spirals, but really kind of, I don't even know the word to say here. It was hard for me to hear, and you know, I had to process it a bit. So Vshojo for the longest time was a female talent only company. I think about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago tops, they added their one and only male member that they ever added. And it was a former Niji Sanji talent who went through some shit with them that they brought in. But even before they brought in their first male member, I had really hoped, especially after I did start VTubing, that Vshojo would eventually branch out and start with offering a, like, how would I word it? Like a male side of the company, right? Because like Niji, Sanji, and Hololive, while they are the VTubing sphere in general is predominantly female. Boom, you and your duping shit. God damn, dude. But Niji, Sanji, and Hololive have male, like, they do groups. So like when they bring in talent, they have what they call like a generation. And some of the generations they brought in have been male talents. And so kind of like a dream for me for the last 3 years, 3.5 years almost, has been that one day Vshojo would really open up and start embracing the male VTuber side of things. Ah, gotcha, Boom. That sucks. What are you trying to do Dynamax Adventures for? So yeah, hey, what's going on, Caro? But yeah, I was really hoping that, you know, one day Vshojo would open up more to, you know, having a lineup of male VTubers. And I was really looking forward to the day that they would do that and I'd be able to apply and try to get in. Preferably Necrozma. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. So yeah, and so like for me, sorry, I'm still really jet lagged. You know, the company going down and the way it did really sucked because it was the end of a dream for me. And yes, it was a very long shot dream that probably never happens no matter what. But it was still something I aspired to. It was still something I hoped one day to do, right? And so everything happening the way it did was really shitty in that end, because it was like, well, fuck, like, I've been hoping for that moment to be able to like apply and do all these things for 3 years now, and now it's never going to happen. So that part really sucked on that end. But the part that sucked even more was, again, you know, I was following Iron Mouse and Project Melody and the other girls for a while before Vshojo formed, and they were a part of that group, right? I was already following them and watching them. All good, Dragon. Hey, Dragon. Would make her own company brand of VTuber. I don't think so, Riz. I don't think so. To finish up pet sitting for the night. Spanish Shining going on Pogo. Hell yeah, Caro, let's go. So yeah, I was following Mouse and Mel and stuff before, and Mousy especially has been one of probably my favorite VTuber for a while now. Like, I've really been following her. I've been watching her ever since she had like a couple dozen viewers, and now she has a couple thousand, right? Like, I've been following Mousy for I think I have 5+ years now. I've been watching Mousy. How you doing, good, Caro? Are you feeling better? And so the way it went down was really shitty, and you know, it's one of those things, like, I'm trying to think of how to word it, because it sounds, the way it's in my brain, the words I want to use sound parasocial as fuck, right? So energy is 100% back. Fuck yes, Caro, hell yeah. I'm happy for you. But Mousy has been a huge inspiration to me in a lot of ways. And it just was really shitty seeing what they did to her. and then finding out that they'd been doing similar things to the other girls, and finding out why some of the other talents that I liked and enjoyed in the past left the company, and why a lot of stuff went down. For those that don't know, last year, Iron Mouse did a subathon, and she announced going into her subathon that she was going to donate half the proceeds of the subathon to the Immunodeficiency Foundation. They're a charity that helps people who have immune deficiency disorders, and Mouse was one of them. Mouse has a primary immunodeficiency. It's a genetic condition where basically she doesn't have an immune system, and she's been sick most of her life. Coming right up, boom. And she's been at a hospital. She was bedridden for years due to the severe lung infections and stuff like that. And the Immune Deficiency Foundation has done a lot to help her. And so she wanted to give back. So she said she was going to donate half the proceeds of the subathon to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. And the subathon ended up being an absolutely astonishing success. Is the only way to put it. Like, to say it was successful is an understatement. At one point, at the end of the subathon for a little bit, she held the record for the most subs on Twitch, like, ever. Like, she broke the record for the most concurrent subs ever held by a Twitch streamer. It was that successful a subathon. And everybody was like, yay, Mousy, this is so awesome, blah, blah, blah. Well, last week, Mousy puts out a video basically explaining that she's leaving Vshojo because they owed her and the Immune Deficiency Foundation a lot of money. Like, a lot of money. So, turns out, due to her illness and just like doxing fears, Vshojo was handling like all of her finances, right? She didn't want to have to pay artists and different people like that because she didn't want her name being attached to any of the payments or anything like that because she didn't want to get doxed on it. Yo, what's going on, Kay? I'm doing good, buddy. How you doing? And so, Vshojo has been handling all Mouse's finances for a while. I forgot to release rejects. I hope I get this shiny soon because I don't have a lot of room left in my boxes. Because I am not smart. I should have done that. I didn't even think about it. Fuck. Alright, I'm gonna have to do that before stream tomorrow if I don't get the shiny tonight. I might have to do it on stream tonight. So yeah, so because they were handling all of her finances and stuff, it was up to Vshojo to make the donation to the Immune Deficiency Foundation in her name. And apparently, not too long ago, she became aware of the fact that they never made the donation, which was over $500,000. Yeah, Vshojo just decided to steal $500,000 from a charity and never give it to them. And after months of fighting with them, she finally basically forced her way. Hey, what's going on, Pat? Duping a board pop about shoot some Team X. Sounds good, boom. She basically took control of her finances again and discovered that not only have Vshojo not paid the charity the money from the charity stream from the subathon, which again was over $500,000. Apparently they stole a substantial amount of money from Iron Mouse as well. She did not specify how much they stole from her. But she did say that when she got access to her accounts and looked into everything, there was a considerable amount of money that had not been paid out to her. And basically it got to the point of she just couldn't do it anymore. Apparently she'd been wanting to quit for a while because of the charity situation, but the company kept telling her, you know, basically, you're the face of the company, you're all we've got. If we lose you, the company won't survive. Think about how that's going to affect the other girls. You know, think about how it's going to affect your friends. And basically guilted her into staying with the company by saying that if she quit, she'd just be fucking over all of her friends. And so after a year of fighting with them over paying the charity, and then finding out they'd stolen a shit ton of money from her, she finally basically said enough is enough, put out a video explaining that they had stolen all this money and she was leaving Vshojo over it. And when I tell you the VTuber world fucking fell apart immediately, like it was an insane and immediate response. The entire VTubing world started dogpiling Vshojo. Even like Osmongold and a few other like big YouTubers started covering the story. Every single member removed Vshojo from their socials. Oh. Hell yeah, boom. Wait, which thing is that, Kermit? And then over the next 24 hours, every single member of Vshojo announced that they were leaving the company. Ah, nice, Kermit. Hell yeah. Well, Vshojo no longer exists now, Pat. They no longer exist. Within 24 hours of Mouse's video, every single member quit. Ksan goes live on stream. So no, I'm just going over what happened with the Vshojo stuff because I care about it. And I wanted to talk about it a bit and remember the good times before we found out what a piece of shit company they were. So yeah. I'm a VTuber. This is major VTuber stuff. Yo, what's going on, Ren? But yeah, it ended up being, I don't know about a lot, Dragon. Let me see. God damn, GB, that map room is wild. But fuck, where was I? So yeah, so Vshojo had a Japanese branch, right, that had like its own chain of command and stuff, and Ksan was the leader of the JP branch. Ksan hears this news, goes live on stream, pulls the CEO of Vshojo Japan into a call, and starts grilling him about the situation. How could you expand it more, GB? Apparently, Ksan had not been paid by Vshojo in almost a year. September of last year was the last time she received a payment from them. And in her words, They owe her a Ferrari's worth of money, is what she said. So she pulls the Vshojo Japan CEO into a call and starts grilling him about the situation. And he basically is like, look, that's on the US side. That's out of my sphere. I'm not a part of those conversations. I don't know what happened with Mouse and all that. So Keisan starts grilling about the Vshojo Japan side and how they're doing. And it's like, you know, as far as I knew, we were doing fine. We had money, blah, 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 blah. Because she just found, like, apparently she just found out recently that there was, like, problems. And the Vshojo Japan CEO basically tells her, like, oh, no. Of course she can't, Kermit. Throw it in the Discord. Basically tells her the Japan side has been doing good. Their money is fine. Everything is good over there. And she's like, so what? Like, all the staff and everybody been paid? And he goes, yeah, the staff is getting paid. Everything's good. There's no problems on the Japan side, as far as I know. And she goes, really? Then why the fuck haven't you paid me in almost a year? To which he did not have a response. So Keisan, being the absolute boss bitch that she is, fucking quits live on stream. Just straight up tells him, well, I quit then. And his only response was, yeah. Like, he couldn't even respond. Keisan quit, like, literally live on stream, told the CEO, I quit. Live on fucking stream. Fucking boss maneuver. Capture and turn into the cosmos, I guess. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Cinder? I was confused there for a second. Right, Ren, what do you say at that point? What do you say at that point? Let's see what you got, Kermit. Ooh, I like it, Kermit. I like it. So yeah, that happened. Pretty much all you can do there. So, hey Leo, what's going on? Give up and roll over that. I mean, that's all he could do. It really did, Kermit. Profile Pikasuki, have you been replaying Shield now? I've been doing good. I've been doing good, Cinder. Been trying to adjust to being back in the US. The trip went really good, Leo. I'm gonna finish up the Vshojo stuff here. And then we'll start talking about the vacation. But yeah, so that happened, and then just one by one, you just started getting announcements from all the girls like, yay, I'm leaving Vshojo effective immediately, leaving Vshojo effective immediately. I did K. We'll talk about that here too in a minute. We'll talk about the presents and then we'll get into vacation. But yeah, so all the girls quit one by one. Turns out most of the girls have not been getting paid. There's been massive problems. The girls that left previously revealed that there were sponsorships they didn't get paid for. There was a manager that had to be told not to DM the girls privately or have any private communications with them because he was being super creepy. There was a staff member that was doxing their info, and like all kinds of crazy shit was going on behind the scenes. Absolute lunacy. New desk, it's got some charger spot, should have stayed gone. So yeah, for real, congrats on the new desk. But yeah, it is so fucking hot here. Leo, no. It has been 120 since I've been home the last 2 days. The heat index here in Tampa since I've been home has been 120. I miss Italy so much. Pretty much, James. It was really wild. Well, so Caro, that's the whole reason like VTubing is so popular, right? Because it's like supposed to hide your identity. And they had a fucking staff member who had to be told, oh, don't talk to the girls. Like, this shit ended up being wild as hell. Everybody was going against them. And then after 2 days of all this going on and every talent quitting, the Vshojo account, the CEO finally puts out a statement that was a lot of bullshit. But he basically just said, hey, the situation now is completely my fault. I failed to handle the company properly. I failed to invest properly and do everything I was supposed to do. I incorrectly used funds I shouldn't have used. The state of the company is my fault and my fault entirely. And as of today, Vshojo no longer exists as a company. We are shutting down and going away. -40. Yeah, Dragon, once you get down into the negatives, it really doesn't, it's pretty much the same at that point. Like, once you get to a certain point in the negatives, so. Yeah, so the company completely shut down. And, like, this was 48 hours, roughly, after Mouse's video. Maybe day 3 after Mouse's video. It was very fast. And so, yeah, Vshojo is no more. All the girls have left the company. They are independent now. The company has shut down. And there's going to be a lot of legal trouble for them. So stealing $500,000 from charity, I don't know if you know this, but that's a felony. That's a felony. They also owe upwards of $1 million in unpaid wages to the talents. There's also been a lot of breaking stuff that artists and musicians, different people that were hired by Vshojo to do work for the talents never got paid. So there's a lot of unpaid commissions out there that need to be settled. And then there was this company created custom keyboards for a bunch of the girls, right? Yo, what's going on, Jake? Yeah, happy Charmods, right? Casual felonies, what else would a feed to court do, right? But yeah, so Infinikeys put out a couple of keyboards after the girls. And the latest run, they did pre-orders for, I want to say it was Henya and Melody for their keyboards. Well, Infinikeys came out and posted and said, hey, we've been getting a lot of questions about the Vshojo keyboards. Unfortunately, we just design them and make them, but all the sales and everything went through the Vshojo merchandise store. So Vshojo has all your money. They never sent any of it to us, and they never actually submitted a production order to have any of the keyboards made. And so anybody who ordered a Vshojo keyboard from Infinikeys is more than likely just out $200 now. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits against Gunrun, the CEO of Vshojo. He was also one of the founders of Twitch. And so he actually had his own emote on Twitch Global. Twitch removed the Gunrun emote. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of lawsuits against Vshojo and Gunrun, and there's definitely going to be some legal issues related to the $500,000 that was supposed to go to charity. Because that's what's called defrauding a charitable organization. So there's going to be some legal trouble there as well for them. So yeah, not good. Not good at all. It was, those couple of days. Yo, holy shit. Price of the 5 gifted. God damn. Thank you so much, Saltine, with the 5 gifted subs. Welcome me back from vacation. Thank you so much, homie. Much appreciated. Don't buy merch aside from that one. I also doing that for physical YouTube. I like buying merch though. I came so close to ordering the Melody keyboard. I came so fucking close to doing it. Oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't now. But yeah, so it was a really shitty week in the VTuber community. A lot of stories coming out about people being abused and mistreated by Vshojo. Back to gaming later. Welcome back. Hey, Salte, thank you again so much, buddy. Much appreciate. Thank you so much. Oh, Meta, no. What's wrong? He got close to buying it when he said he came close. Dragon, you ass. But yeah, it was a really shitty week. There was a lot of talents that got strung along by the company that thought they were going to be brought in and then never were. Apparently a year ago, Made Mint was actually signed and joined Vshojo, and then just they never told anybody or did anything with it. But apparently Made Mint has been in Vshojo for a year. Oh yeah, no, I'm with you there, Meta. I get you on that one. So yeah, it was a really shitty week on that end. Outside of that, like I said, what day is today? So Sunday, right? No. Fuck me. Sunday in Venice, okay? Went to get your meds. Because we're working with Matsura. Nope. Not entirely, James. Not entirely. I mean, yeah, Drain. So what happened was Matsura was in Vshojo at the time. And she was doing a podcast with Made Mint because they were friends from when they were in Niji Sanji together. And while they were doing the podcast together, Mint was like, I kind of miss, like the corporate side. I miss like having other people and being in a group. And like, I'm just kind of lonely being independent. And she had made New Gun Run from previous things. She was already like acquainted with them. So she reached out to Gun Run and was like, hey, I would like, I was thinking about doing something. What do you think if I came into Vshojo as part of like like a K-pop group kind of deal? So it's like an idol group. It was going to be her and two other girls were going to join together as like a trio that were going to be like an idol group. Gunrun was like, fuck yes, I love it, let's do it. Mint signed on and officially became a Vshojo talent. And the idea was they were going to bring on the other two girls and debut the three of them together. Jordan, I like it. I think it works for him. I definitely think it works for him. But we're going to get to that here in a minute. But how you doing, Jordan? So that was supposed to be the idea. Well, for whatever reason, they just never brought the other two girls on. Like they were doing all the work for it. They had a date they were all supposed to debut, and then it just kept getting pushed back, getting pushed back, getting pushed back. So after a year of being signed with Vshojo, Mint never debuted, and then the company went under. So yeah, shit is still coming out because now that the company is under, a lot of people are saying like fuck the NDAs they signed and just fucking going nuclear and posting everything. So every day something new comes out. Welcome back, Squids. Damn, Jordan, sorry to hear that, buddy. So yeah, shit's been wild, and the VTuber world has been kind of spinning and spiraling. But there is some good news in all this. So after Iron Mouse's video and the news about the charity defrauding the charity came out, Iron Mouse started a Tiltify campaign to try to raise some money for the IDF to make up for the $500,000 that Vshojo never paid them. Within 4 days, actually, within 2 days of Iron Mouse putting the Tiltify out, it had already reached the $500,000 that Vshojo stole. Within 4 days of the Tiltify being available for people to donate on, they raised over $1 million for the Immunodeficiency Foundation. The last time I looked at it, it was up over $1,250,000 raised in a week. So when I say that I love being a VTuber and I love the VTuber community, that's the kind of shit. The fact that the community heard about what happened and said, fuck you, and came back and donated double the amount in a week to make up for what Vshojo did, to me is absolutely insane. And I love that. Absolutely love that about the VTuber community. Because that is just, that's so amazing and special to know, like, to see that happen. And to be a part of a community that's able to come together and do shit like that when it's like the worst possible situation is so great. And I fucking love that about VTubing. So that is the Vshojo nonsense that occurred while I was away. Like I said, it was really tough to like read everything and watch the videos. Like we would get back to our cabin like at the end of the day, and I would start watching videos about like, you know, all the new developments and like what the girls were saying, and we'd be taking breaks during the day on our chores and stuff, and I'd be checking Twitter like, oh my fucking god. Like I was so fucking mad when I was reading it all. I had to like take it in small doses because I couldn't handle it all at once. Most say I only give you like one shot. I mean, meta. Realistically, you shouldn't even be getting a shiny per sandwich, okay? Yeah, no, I mean, Dragon, you're not wrong in either of those. But yeah, so it was a wild week. But on to other news. So obviously, while I was gone, we had the Pokemon Presents. We found out a little more. We didn't get a lot, unfortunately. We really didn't get shit. We got Mega Dragonite. Mega Dragonite's really the only thing we... And then Alphas are returning. There's going to be Alpha Spawns and Mega Dragonite. Those are the two big things we found out in the Presents. Anything outside of Legends ZA, I really didn't give a fuck about. Any of the fucking Unite and mobile game bullshit, I didn't give a fuck about it. I will say I am a fan of Mega Dragonite. He looks goofy as fuck, but Dragonites always look goofy as fuck. You know what I mean? So I'm here for it. Like, I actually love it. Being acting professor in ZA as a young adult implies the game takes place around a decade. Alpha Sycamore is just off somewhere. So possibly. I mean, but again, meta, you shouldn't be... Even with sandwiches, it should take a little effort to get shinies. If it was that easy, it would be even dumber than it already is in Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, I like the Mega Dragon. I'm curious to see what its shiny looks like. Best of luck, Squid. Dragonite is definitely friend-shaped. So yeah, overall, pretty disappointed in the Presents. I really thought we would get something else. You know, virtual console games, a remake, a teaser for Gen 10. We didn't get fucking anything. We found out about Mega Dragonite and Alpha Spawns, and that was it. It was an absolute waste of everybody's time. It really was. I was not... The Presents was... I didn't even say anything in the Discord about it. Because I was like, what is there to say? There's nothing to say. You know, we saw a few more Pokemon that are gonna be in the game. Oh, geez, James. Character. Oh yeah, we get to change our clothes. Ooh, fuck you. I don't really like. That's all you got for me after 3 fucking years of waiting, or however long it's been. Oh, thank you for the posture check, Caro. I mean, no, I'm with you, James. It's just, I mean, day one, really. Warframe is it will just ignores trainer finish about rapidly by killing Spider Rock. I did see that, Dragon, which I thought was funny as hell. But Yeah, man, I'm with you. Seeing that alpha Pokemon have returned, I can have alpha megas. Are you fucking with me? I get alpha megas. I'm gonna have to copy Jake and go back and into PLA and get Shalfas of all the Pokemon that have mega evolutions, because I want Shalfa megas. But I don't know. The rest of the stuff was just eh. And then the Scarlet and Violet event, where if we beat the ruins a million times each, they just gift us their shinies. Again, go fuck yourself. Stop giving me shinies. What is with Game Freak lately in just handing out shinies? No. Stop fucking doing that. Don't just gift them to me. Just put them in a game where they're not shiny locked and let me fucking hunt them. That's all I want. Let me fucking hunt them. I don't want to be gifted them. Right, Meta? Like, put them in the game as 7-star raids. Put them in as fucking full odds. But just have them be available at all times. Have it when you go to a 7-star raid, it's going to be one of the ruins. And there's a 1 in 40/96 chance it'll be shiny. I would prefer that to this fucking bullshit of, oh, if as a community you beat it a million times, we'll just give you one. Yeah, I mean, right. That's one of the better lures they've come up with recently. I mean, Jordan, I'm hoping a few more megas end up coming with it as well. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, Meta. Like, I'm gonna check, I'll get them, I'll check them off the list, but I'm not, like, counting them towards how many I have remaining. And if they ever are in a future game where they're shiny huntable, I will hunt them so that I have what I'll consider legit shinies of them. But I hate the distribution method they've been doing lately. It annoys me so much. Right, Kay? Like, I get, like, if you're gonna do the distribution method, it is what it is, but let me hunt them. Give me a chance to hunt them. Don't just gift them. Let me hunt it. I thought so too, Kara. I was kind of surprised we didn't see that. No, I'm with you, Jordan. I'm hoping there's other new megas, and that they just revealed Dragonite and the rest are going to be a secret. That's what I'm hoping, but I don't know, man. The more Game Freak tells me, the more upset I get at Game Freak. I don't know the last time Game Freak did something I was happy with outside. I think, like, the only thing they've done in the last few years that I've actually been happy about is Mega Dragonite. It's like the only thing they've done in the last few years that I've actually enjoyed hearing about. Every other decision they've made just makes me rage. I think they're showing Final Years before release almost ever. The week it comes out. But wait, Kay, for Legends Arceus, didn't they show us the starter Evos pretty, like, fairly early? Yeah, no, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not a fan of a lot of the decisions from Game Freak lately. I feel like somebody at Game Freak has something against shiny hunters, because it feels like every decision they've made recently just is a kick in the balls to shiny hunters. And that's not very nice. Tease the silhouette before release. That's it. I mean, the game comes out soon, right? Like, it's practically August. We've got 2.5 months before the game releases, not even. We'll see what happens. But I don't know, man. I will say, your sister, friend of history, gotten you hooked into Power World. Fuck yes, Squid. Isn't it a great game? I fucking love Power World. We need to do a Power World stream again soon. Because it was noon for me, Jordan, and I lost track of time zones. Oh man, jet lag sucks. And I gotta stretch. I gotta get my stretch. It is so fucking hot, guys. Like, it is brutally fucking hot. I'm so over Tampa. It is almost 9 p.m. It is still 98 degrees out. Almost 9 p.m. and it's 98 degrees. It is not right. This should not exist as a thing. Is the Pokemon game we'll never get. You played for 5. See, Squid? Exactly. And that's why Nintendo hates Power World. Oh. Dude, I can't even go outside. Like, I'm sitting in the garage right? My AC is barely doing anything for me. Oh. God damn. It was so nice. It was 84 degrees and no humidity Sunday in Venice. And me and Book were just walking around the city, sipping cocktails, eating snacks, and just exploring the canals all day. And just like, this is so nice. And then I come back to 2 straight days of a heat index of 120. It has been Monday when we flew in. Tampa had its first ever recording of 100 degrees. First ever time it's hit 100 degrees officially in Tampa. Now, anybody that's lived in Tampa for more than a day can tell you it's hit 100 degrees here before. But the official National Weather Service thermometer has only ever gotten up to 99. Oh God, Squid. Monday, the day I returned, we hit 100 on the official weather station in Tampa for the first time in recorded history. Going back to 1890, first time ever, it reached 100 degrees. But not only did it reach 100 degrees, but the humidity was like 70 fucking percent. And today it got up to 97, but the humidity was almost 80%. So we've had heat indexes of 120 2 days in a row. Do you have any idea? Do you have any fucking clue how unbearable 100 degrees with 70% humidity is? What, like, life cannot sustain in that kind of weather. There is no cooling down. It doesn't matter what you do. Your balls are sweating. It is absolutely gross. Ugh. Dude, I need to go back in time, find whoever decided Florida would be a good thing to have as part of the US, and just manifest my destiny all over his face. Meta, that's called dehydration. Dehydration, we call that. But yeah, it has been unfucking bearable here. It has been so gross. And it was so beautiful in Italy. It was so beautiful. Oh my God. It was so, the weather. It was so nice. Ugh. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Meta. It's not. Dehydration headaches aren't fun. You gotta go around 1804. Wherever I gotta go, Jordan, somebody get me a time machine and a name, and I will go handle shit. The Spaniards can keep Florida. We don't need it. But yeah. So yeah, that's, I mean, if y'all got questions about the presents, like, I'll answer questions, but that's all I have on it, dude. I got nothing. I was just very disappointed. Like, we got Mega Dragonite. We got to find out about alphas. I'm good. Like, cool, great. I don't know. I'm way more excited about playing Resident Evil 4 later this week than I am about Legends ZA coming out. All right, Jordan. I'm way more excited about playing Resident Evil 4 than I am about Legends ZA coming out. But that's the thing, Kay. Even the Pokemon Day presents didn't give a shit. It gave us the release date. Like, the last few presents have been so disappointing. There was no need for that present at all. There was no need for it. They gave us a special present early for no fucking reason. But that's my point, Poke. Like, why have the presents? They could have just not done it. Right, Xiaoku? Where are the Gen 1 through 4 games on the Virtual Console? Where's our black and white remake? Like, what the hell are they doing? It's like they're trying to go out of business. It's like Game Freak is tired of making Pokemon games, and they just want to turn all the fans off so we stop buying them and they can stop making them. Yeah, see, I'm not Poke. They can go fuck themselves with the raids. Apparently not, Meta. But again, Kate, why like, they just keep doing shit and not do, like, nobody gives a fuck about what they're doing in the mobile games. No, Jordan, no. Black 2 and White 2 were not remakes. Those were technically sequels, not remakes. Just like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon versus Sun and Moon. Or actually, well, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were kind of more, actually, pretty much not even remakes. That was weird what they did there. But Black 2 and White 2 were not remakes. Those were sequels. For 30th anniversary, that's what they did for Gen 1 through 2. I don't know. The presents have been pissing me off. I'm just kind of over Game Freak right now. We'll see what happens next year, but honestly, fuck, man. I'm over it. I'm over their bullshit. Just stop doing these special announcement days and then not announcing shit. Like, and stop fucking handing us shinies. I'm gonna keep screaming about this. Stop fucking handing us shinies. I don't want to be gifted them. I want to hunt them. Just put them in the game and let me fucking do the work. Yeah, exactly, Meta. It was literally Sun and Moon, but they added wormholes. It was, you paid, it was all it was. It was a DLC. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was a DLC. That's what it was. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta get off my soapbox on it. The presents really bothered me. And it was also like, I don't know. Maybe it was just the day, because the presents came out, but also all the, like, I was on my vacation and then all the Vshojo stuff happened. And then the presents happened and I was like, this presents was literally the least interesting part of my day. Like, I took a shit earlier that day that was more interesting than the presents. So I don't know, I watched it and I kind of was just like, ugh. I wasted vacation time for that. And then I went on with my day. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I wish I had more positive to say on it. Like I said, I do like that they're bringing back alphas. I'm definitely gonna do what Jake did and go back to Legends Arceus and try to get Shalfas of all the Pokemon they're gonna have. That all the Pokemon that are in Arceus that are gonna have Megas and ZA, so that I can have Shalfa Megas. Expecting to be shit, and I was really not surprised. Dude, that's the thing, Squid. I was expecting to be disappointed. I was hoping that they would give us something good, but I was expecting to be disappointed. And it was literally that meme of like, our expectations were low, but holy shit. It was literally that meme for me. Like, as low as my expectations were, they still somehow managed to surprise me. I'll have to look into that one, Jordan. I haven't heard about that one yet. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens when ZA comes out. Hopefully there'll be some hidden things. Hopefully they'll do something cool. I don't know, guys. From everything I've seen, the only thing I'm interested in right now as far as ZA goes is there's a lot of shinies I still need for my living decks that are going to be in ZA. So I'll be able to make some really good progress towards finishing my living decks when ZA comes out. Outside of that, there's not a lot in ZA that excites me. I hate to say it, but there isn't. Definitely not, okay? They shiny locked everything interesting in Legends Arceus. Expected them to do the same shit in ZA. I don't see anything changing. Why would they do anything interesting that the fans like, you know? Why would they do it? I shouldn't even say that. Why would they do anything that the shiny hunters like? They've been fucking over shiny hunters for fucking 3 years now. Here comes 1400 on the Sizzlipede. They definitely don't like us, Poke, at all. And I don't know why. Like, we do so much free advertising for them. And they're like, no, fuck you. Stop playing our game. That's $13.98. I mean, definitely rip Ozzy. Even if we do, who fucking cares? Let it, like, we're buying your game. We're playing it forever. Why do you care how we're playing it? That's $13.99. All right, guys. Sizzlipede, 1400 incoming. 1400. It's not shiny. Hey, let's go, Poke. Exactly, Meta. Exactly. That's where they're stupid. They're so busy fucking filing fake patents to try to fuck over Pal World that they can't be bothered to just make a good fucking decision about their own games. Like, if they put a tenth of the effort into the last few Pokemon games that they put into their fight against Pal World, we would be eating so good and nobody would have played Power World. Exactly, Squid. Exactly. How do they not get it? Hi, book. But yeah, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop being that guy.
What are you soapboxing?
I'm bitching about Pokemon. Because okay, bye. Oh yeah, so chat. Out of the new emotes, guess which one is Book's favorite? I'll put them in the chat again. Guess which one is Book's favorite out of all the new emotes? Nope. Not that one.
Squid.
Nope, not the yawning one.
Wow, they're bad.
Not the munching one. Nope, I show Book the list of emotes, and she immediately goes, I like the one where you're dead. Exact quote from Book. I like the one where you're dead. That was her response to the new emotes. Don't I have the greatest wife ever, guys? Like, can you imagine? I spent 10 days in Europe with her and came back alive. Hey, what's going on, Yeti? Next one should be with the doggo. Oh, that would be a good one. But yeah, I'm so happy, guys. We got new emotes. Woo! For those who weren't here at the beginning, we got new emotes. Watch for a sudden life insurance. She was smart. She would have done that before the cruise. But speaking of cruise, I am going to go grab a beer, and then we're going to start talking about vacation stuff. Direct was lacking some saying. The ZA drop was literally the only row. And even the ZA drop was barely relevant. Who are you kidding? That shit was barely relevant. But yeah, so vacation stuff. Yeti. So as I said, I'm going to try very hard to take my time talking about the vacation stuff. I'm hoping to have a couple of days worth of story times and to like really go into detail on shit and really milk the fuck out of it so I have something to talk about. So please, as I go through, engage, ask questions, comment, do things that will keep me talking about the shit longer. Because I don't want to go over everything tonight and then have nothing to talk about the rest of the week. Meta. What do you mean zones out? The vacation was fun. We had honestly, all right, so scatter or do your chores you put off. Fuck you, Yeti. God damn. Dad wants to brag about how he abandoned us. You make the story time good. I had a shit day. I will do my best. I will do my best to make it good. And I'm sorry you had a shit day. I will do my best to make it better. Does this story have pop-ups? It does not have pop-ups. However, I'm working on getting all the vacation photos off my phone and into like Google Drive so that I can show all the pictures and stuff and like give you details and whatnot. Ah, damn, Poke, I'm sorry. Just don't make it worse with a shit story. All right, understood. A lot of pressure now. A lot of pressure now, but yeah, very sorry to hear that, Poke. That's always sad. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, no, I get you on that one, Poke. I get you. Yeah, I am so fucking jet lagged. Ugh. So keep in mind, my body still thinks that it's 3 o'clock in the morning right now. 'Cause that's what time it is right now where I've been for the last 10 days. Is it's 3 a.m. And my body right now is like, you stupid fuck, why are you awake? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm having to sit here and tell my body, no, it's not. It's 9 o'clock at night. You need to shut the fuck up and let me deal with this. So I'm fighting my body quite a bit right now. I'm probably going to be a little wonky for the next few days while I readjust. So story time. Let's go. Vacation. So shit starts off interesting enough. I actually did get decent sleep on the cruise, which I will get to, because that's gonna be part of the story time. We're gonna go chronological order as best as I can. We're gonna start from the very beginning of the journey, and I'm gonna go through everything. And I'm gonna try to take my time and talk about everything that's worth talking about. However, it is me, so inevitably what's gonna happen is sometime in the next hour, I'm gonna be like, oh, I forgot about this, and I have to backtrack. Because that's how my brain works. But I'm gonna try to go in chronological order as best I can, right? So, we left on a Thursday, right? Thursday morning, we left. See, I told you, there's gonna be tangents, don't worry. So no, we left the 17th. We left the 17th, which was a Thursday. So a Thursday the 17th. Trip starts off amazing. Our flight out of Tampa gets delayed an hour. Because the incoming flight that we were supposed to get on, that plane to go to Atlanta for our transfer, for our layover, that plane was an hour late getting in. Well, we only had an hour and a half layover in Atlanta, and our plane's an hour late. So that was a fun start to the trip. And then we're on the plane, and I felt so bad, but I was laughing internally the entire time. There were these two younger girls in front of us. They were like, I don't know, they were like late teens, right? Somewhere late teens. But they were going to Paris. The two girls were going to Paris together. And it was their first time ever flying without one of their like parents with them, right? It was their first time flying on their own. And not only is it their first time flying on their own, but it's they're flying to fucking Paris. And I think Taken started the exact same way. Pretty close, yeah. And so they're like freaking the fuck out the entire flight. They're just annoying the fuck out of the flight attendant. Because they're like, we can't miss our flight. We can't miss our flight. And they're freaking out. Like, can you help us get off the plane earlier? Like, they're going absolutely insane trying to get off this plane first to make their transfer. And the flight attendant's trying to be nice, and she's just like, look, you've got time, okay? You'll be okay. You know, you've got, I forget how long she said. It was like, they had like 40 minutes or something. And she was like, there's people here who have less time than you. And I was like, I've got 20 minutes to make my next flight, so If I'm not freaking out, you shouldn't be freaked out. Right, Poke? And the flight attendant's like, what? Why did y'all book such short layovers for international flights? What are y'all thinking with this? And I was like, but when I booked the flight, it was a 2-hour layover. And then they just kept pushing the flight back for when this one left. And so my 2-hour layover turned into 20 minutes. It wasn't my fault. So we finally get to Atlanta. And of course, we have to go across the entire fucking airport to get from our flight out of Tampa to our flight to Italy. And we literally got to the gate, like, right as they started boarding. Like, as they started boarding, we finally got to our flight. I was so annoyed. Like, God, we were supposed to have a nice layover where we could stop and have a drink, relax. Nope. Literally off one plane onto the next. First time in a day, his knees reawakened, and that's when he took that calf picture. No, the calf picture was 10 days later. You'll find out why the calf picture is so good here in a minute. Well, probably maybe, well, in like an hour you'll find out. So, we finally get on we get to Atlanta, we get on our next plane to start the flight to Italy. Of course not, Poke, why would it be? All Might moment, looked at a kid and hit him with its ear turn. So I had taken advantage of a opportunity and upgraded our seats from coach to Comfort Plus for the transatlantic portion of the flights. And let me tell you, best decision ever. Why is that, Michelle? So we had 2 seats, just me and Book, instead of having 3. Why would you not get tickets to that, Michelle? Why would you not? Like, why would you not? So we had the bigger seats, we had more leg room, we had like charging stations for our stuff, like we had upgraded meals, they gave us a pillow and blanket, we had free booze. Fucking amazing, right? I'm like all in on this shit. So you don't go to console, I don't know how any of your friends would react if they played Bad Girls Club. Oh God, Michelle. Wait. So yeah, I'm all excited about this flight, right? It's gonna be a long flight. We're getting on a train in the morning, so I don't have to be sober for any reason. I'm not gonna be driving for weeks. I'm good. So I'm like, my plan for this flight is I'm just gonna drink Jack and Cokes until I fall asleep. That's my plan, right? So they start doing drink service, and the flight attendant comes by with the drink cart. Book gets a glass of wine, and I'm like, hey, can I get a Jack and Coke? And she's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, question for you though. Can I just get 2 now? She's like, 2? I'm like, well, it beats me having to hit the button to call you back in a half hour when I'm ready for my second one. Hey, you're getting there, squids. And she's like, well, if I give you 2 now, then I can't, you'll only get 1 next time. And I'm like, okay. That was the plan, Yeti. That was the plan, okay? And I'm like, look, I know me. If you give me a single, I'm going to have it finished before you finish handing out drinks. I'm just trying to make both of our lives easier so you don't have to come back here so soon. All right? I'm trying to help us both out here. So she gives me the double. I drank my double. She comes back around a little later. And I'm like, hey, can I get another Jack and Coke? She gives me another Jack and Coke. I'm like, all right, we're going good. We're flying along. She comes back again. Hey, can I get another Jack and Coke? Sure. Gives me another Jack and Coke. Well, now, like, we're just cruising. They've already done the meal service. They've done the drinks. The flight attendants are just chilling and just helping people hit call buttons at this point, right? They're not just coming around with shit anymore. And so I'm like, all right, bet. I hit the call button. The flight attendant comes by. And it's a different flight attendant. I'm like, hey, can I get a Jack and Coke? She goes, yeah, sure. Brings me my Jack and Coke. It's now, we've been in the air 5 hours out of a 9.5 hour flight. We've been in the air 5 hours. I have had 4 Jack and Cokes in 5 hours. Okay, y'all have seen me. How often do I take 5 hours to have 4 drinks? Like, that's taking it easy for me. That's taking it easy for me. All right. I have not done anything on this flight. I have sat in my seat. I've done some shiny hunting and I've looked out the window. Right? That's rookie numbers. I haven't spoken to book even. I'm literally just sitting in my seat, minding my own business. Exactly, Dragon. So Book decides she wants another drink, so she hits the call button and the flight attendant comes up and Book's like, hey, can I get a glass of wine? She's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, well, while you're here, can I get another Jack and Coke? And she's like, I mean, you already got another flight attendant to give you one. I'm like, okay. Was I not allowed to ask another flight attendant? Like, what? I was like, okay. And she's like, this would be number 5 for you. I'm like, yeah, I know. And she's like, well, I'm gonna have to ask if I can give you another one. And I'm like, okay, like, fucking weird, but all right. So she's like, she has Book follow her back to like the area where they do the drinks, so that she can just give Book her wine there, and she doesn't have to come back to us. So Book comes back with my Jack and Coke and her wine and tells me that the flight attendant is cutting me off because I've had too much to drink. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, what, like, why am I being cut off right now? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what fucking planet are we on that almost 10 hour flight, the flight attendant cuts you off after 5 drinks? I was like, and Book even told her, like, look, he just has trouble sleeping. He's just trying to fall asleep. And she's like, well, with the altitude, it affects people differently. And I just feel like he's already had too much. So I'm not going to be able to give him any more after this. So the fucking flight attendant literally cuts me off after 5 drinks. And I was so fucking confused. And the fact that, like, she wouldn't even tell me she was cutting me off. She had to pull Book aside privately and tell Book that I was cut off, because she couldn't tell me herself. Like, again, I literally I'd gotten up to go to the bathroom one time, walked to and from the bathroom perfectly fine without any issue. I wasn't like falling on people in their seats or stumbling. I wasn't being loud at my chair and like acting a fool. I was literally sitting there with my earbuds in, listening to an audiobook and hunting Snivy in Black 2. I wasn't even drunk though. That's super weird, Michelle. So, needless to say, I'm very fucking confused, right? But what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna start a fight with the flight attendant over the Atlantic, right? Regulator, there is some regarding alcohol. It is dumb. No, say Poke, that's the thing. I've had 5 drinks flying from New York to Tampa. Ah, fair point, Dragon. Who the fuck is Brian Fart? I've had 5 drinks flying from New York to Tampa, okay? 5 drinks on a 10-hour flight is nothing. I've seen people drink. I've seen people get more drinks than that. All right. I've heard plenty of stories about people getting more drinks than that. The fact that she was only willing to give me 5 is insane. There was 0 reason to cut me off. Delta. It was so fucking weird. I was like, this is insane. What do you like? But what was I gonna do? I couldn't like start a fight with her or anything. So all I could do was be like, this is fucking weird, and then just not drink the rest of the flight. But again, I have sleep issues. I fucked out the number of alcohol in my system. I don't want to. Exactly, Squid. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to pass the fuck out. But she fucking cuts me off at 5 halfway through the flight. So I had to go the flight fucking sober. You know how hard it is flying 10 hours sober? So, naturally, because she cut me off, I slept for a grand total of 10 minutes. The entire flight. I slept for 10 minutes. Do you have any idea how boring it is to just sit there awake on a 10-hour flight? Holy fuck, Michelle. That's insane. But yeah, it was... Oh, even for a pit ticket, that's insane. Dude, Xiaoku, I was so confused. Like, I was so confused, I couldn't even come up with a response. And yeah, I slept for 10 minutes the entire flight. Yeah, Michelle, that's my point. That's $1,500 for a pit. Even like $500 for a pit ticket is expensive. But yeah, 10 minutes on a 10-hour flight, I slept. It hit me as hard as you can so I can sleep, right? Yeah, Dave, you got an air marshal that can just tase me. So that fucking happened. Then I didn't know this, okay, but it made sense after I thought about it, right? So we took off from Atlanta and we flew basically north right up the coast, all the way up over Nova Scotia, and then cut across the Atlantic from there. And I was so confused about the flight path. Because I was like, why are we just going directly to Italy? That's the shortest distance. It would be the shortest flight. That would make the most sense. Why are we going all the way up to Nova Scotia and then cutting across the Atlantic and coming back further south to get into Italy? Like, why are we doing this big loop? What the fuck are you even talking about, Dragon? You have fun with that one, Michelle. But then I thought about it and I was like, oh, this flight path actually makes perfect sense. Because in the event of an emergency, you want to be somewhere near an airport or a place where you can land the plane if you have to. I mean, I watched Fluffy, but I haven't seen that one. So after I thought about the flight path, it made perfect sense, right? You want to be where you can land the plane for as much of the flight as possible. So after I thought about it, the flight path made perfect sense. They're not supposed to give you more than 6, but can cut you off for what they choose to. It's dependent on the crew. If you have a different crew, you might have gotten more. Apparently, it was just super weird. So yeah, so we did this weird ass flight path. So we went straight north up to Nova Scotia and then across. And so out of the flight, the first few hours we're just going north, right? So we left Atlanta at like 3:30 in the afternoon. So we're like just turning into the like over the Atlantic when it's like 6 o'clock at night or so, 7 o'clock at night. Michelle, I wish. I fucking wish. But yeah, so it's like sun's just going down. Things are getting amazing, right? Things are starting to look beautiful. We're sitting there, 30,000 feet above the Atlantic. I'm watching the sun go down behind the clouds. Beautiful scene, right? Makes sense. Flyer as much in case I'm real. You said, and with all the playing you're having recently, you better hope issue with you. I mean, honestly, if the plane's gonna crash, I would rather it crash into the ocean than over land. But that's just me. But if you have the opportunity to land the plane, it definitely makes more sense to land the plane than to crash it into the ocean. So, like, I get it. Well, my thing is, Michelle, I feel like when planes land, when planes crash on land, they tend to explode. You know what I mean? I don't know about guarantees. There's life jackets and shit like that. You know what I mean? You at least have a chance at survival. When you crash into the ground, you tend to just explode. And that's just instant death. I'd rather have the opportunity for survival. Maybe that's just me. So yeah, here, I've got the timestamps here, okay? I posted to my Facebook at 7:48 p.m. a picture of the sun setting behind the clouds with the caption, "Ever wonder what a sunset looks like 35,000 feet over the Atlantic?" Poke, do you have any idea how impossible it would be to get an entire plane load of people to put on parachutes and jump out safely with zero training how to do so? Fuck you, Dragon. So 7:48, I post a picture of the sunset, right? And like I said, at this point, or why doesn't the plane have a parachute? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would need to be a very, 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 very large parachute. Very dangerous. They're trying to pull off sometimes. Someone even train for a water landing, a part of a flight when you're close to the ground during landing and takeoff. No, I mean, Squid, that is a fact. Like, takeoff and landing are the most dangerous parts of air travel, 100%. Just the smart people could find their way out of a paper bag. Gotcha. But yeah, so 7:48, I post a picture of the sunset. All right, 7:48. We've just started turning over the Atlantic. So at this point, we haven't really changed time zones yet, right? We're maybe a little bit, maybe just out of the Eastern time zone, but we really haven't changed time zones yet, okay? My next post was, did a sunset post. How about a sunrise? And I posted a picture of the sun rising 35,000 feet over the Atlantic. Care to guess how much time passed between my sunset photo and my sunrise photo? Guess the time difference between the two. 5 minutes. It was longer than 5 minutes. Yeah. 3 hours. 3 hours passed. We had 3 hours of night. I posted the sunrise at 11 p.m. It was dark for 3 fucking hours. That's it. So if you're wondering why I only slept 10 minutes, I didn't really have a chance to experience night. It was dark for 3 hours. And not even, it was only fully dark for like 2.5. I was like, all right, well, the sun's out. I guess I'm not sleeping now. And at that point, I still had... Oh, it would have been... I had about an hour left in the flight at that point. No, I had more than that. Oh, I'm trying to think, because we landed local time. No, that makes sense, because 3 to 11 would be 8 hours. Yeah. So I had about an hour, hour and a half left in the flight at this point. New day, time for a drink. Oh, I should have tried that Chowkin, but like, it's a different day now. Can I get another Jack and Coke? So yeah, we land in Italy at 6 a.m. local time. So effectively, like, we landed basically a little after midnight. It ended up being like a 9.5 hour flight instead of 10. We made good time. We didn't like hit any turbulence or anything. Super smooth flight. We just cruised really fast the whole way. We ended up arriving early, right? So we get to Italy. We get off the plane and all this, right? Now, I, being the smart person that I am, had pre-booked me and Book train tickets to get from Venice, where we landed in Italy, to Ravenna, where the cruise was going out of, which was like an hour south of Venice, right? A good friend will be there with tissues. The best friend will be there with a baseball bat, chatting, who hurt you and do I need a shovel? I love that. So I pre-booked this train tickets. Well, in Italy, the trains work a little different than in the state, and then like up north where I'm from. Where I'm from, up in the Northeast, you buy a train ticket and you can basically use it to get from the stop you're at to the stop that the ticket says you're starting at to the stop it says you're getting off at any point in the day. Well, in Italy, the trains tend to sell out, and they don't just cram people into them like in Japan, right? You buy a seat. When all the seats are full, nobody else gets a ticket for that train. You gotta wait for the next one, right? So I booked our tickets in advance. And like, you have to like go kind of around water. So you had to take 2 trains. You had to take the train from Venice to Ferrara. And then you transferred from Ferrara to the local train that ran from Ravenna to Ferrara. So I had pre-booked this tickets. Now I knew we were landing at 6:30 in the morning, right? That was what the ticket had said. And so my thinking was, by the time we deplane, right? By the time we get off the plane, we get our bags, we go through customs, we fucking figure out how to get, you know, a bus to the train station, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna need some time for all that, right? So I got us train tickets for 11 a.m. Because I figured, like, you know, all right, 4 hours from landing to get to do everything we need to do and get to the train station is probably a pretty good bet, right? I didn't want to be late because we missed our train. I was just out the $100 I spent on the train tickets. Because it was like a 2.5 hour train ride. This wasn't like, you know, you're just taking a couple stops on the subway. This was over 2 hours on trains. This was a long distance train ride. So it was $100 for the train tickets for the two, $50 each, right? And I didn't want to miss the train and have to spend another €100 to get new train tickets. So I gave us 4 hours to do everything we needed to do and get to the train station. And I figured we probably don't need 4 hours, but it's fine. We'll find a little like cafe. We'll have a cappuccino. We'll have a little breakfast. We'll relax, enjoy being in Venice for a little bit. And then we'll get to the train station. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about it, babe. This will be perfect. We got to the train station within an hour of getting off the plane. And then just sat around at the train station for like 3+ hours. Yo, let's go, gamer. Fuck yes. I love Shiny Sharpedo. People in the US like to, you know, oh, fucking open borders. We have open borders. We shouldn't. Blah. These bitches got no fucking clue what open borders mean, okay? You want open borders? Travel to Europe. That's open borders, motherfucker. When I tell you the Italian customs gave 0 fucks, I'm giving them too much credit. I could have had a duffel bag full of coke and nobody would have even fucking looked at me a second time, right? We get off this plane, we go up to go through customs to get into Italy. They have these stations that you line up behind, and you walk up to the station, and there's a little fucking scanner, and you put your passport on the scanner, and then this camera thing pops up, and it says, look here, and then it face scans you, and then a green light pops up, and you walk forward. And then there's 2 Italian police guys, right? And you walk up to one of them, and you hand him your passport. This motherfucker never even looked up to see who was handing him the passport. I literally just walked up to the desk, put my passport on it. He grabbed the passport, stamped it, put it back on the desk, and said, enjoy your stay. Never even fucking looked up at me. Just stamped my passport and said, have fun. That was it. That was the entire customs process getting into Italy. It took 5 minutes, including the time I spent in line. I mean, Poke, it was insane. It took 5 minutes. Yeah, Meta, it was that. Like, just fucking get away from me. This guy could not be bothered. Right?
Wow.
Just straight up 5 minutes to get through customs in Italy. I'm like, okay, that just happened. All right. So me and Book go in, we get our bags pretty quickly. I go to the ATM, I get out a bunch of euro for spending money, and we walk out of the airport, and it's not even 7 a.m. yet. Not even 7 a.m. The plane, like, we got off the plane like 6:15. It's like 6:45. We've gone through customs, got our bags, got money out of the ATM, and left the airport. We're in Italy 30 minutes after we got off the plane. Version, you're just bring about anything on a plane pre-time. Yeah, Squid, flying pre 9/11 was a lot easier than nowadays. Fuck, man, I think I do too, actually. So, it's super wild. So I'm like, all right, that fucking happened. That was way too easy to do. So we leave the airport, and I'm like, I'm back. Hi, guy. I was explaining how easy it is to get through customs in Italy. Yeah, see, Meta, that's why I don't. It's too easy. So we get out, and we leave the airport in Italy, and I'm like, fuck, we're in Italy. Like, okay. Like, Canada gives you more trouble trying to get into there. Yeah, no, hi guys. So I was saying, it took 5 minutes to get through customs in Italy. The guy asked me 0 questions, didn't even look at me. He literally just grabbed my passport off the desk, stamped it, and handed it back to me. That was it. That was the entire customs process. Gen 9, L7, and Sing. Mate, I get you, Meta. Trying to do the whole line does take a lot of time. So we get out into Italy, and I'm like, all right, fuck. Now we got to figure out how to get to the train station. Because, like, I had a general concept of what I was doing. But that was it. I really didn't know what I was doing. I had an idea of what I was doing, though. And I figured that was good enough, you know? Like, that's all you need is a concept of a plan. Right? Isn't that what we've been told? A concept of a plan is all you need. That did not work the way I wanted it to. Fuck. I'm running out of space. The concept that I did does not make. The good old E for the college effort. Dude, it wasn't even an E. There was 0 effort from the customs. I put in more effort than the customs guys did. Like, I at least bought the train tickets in advance. I had some kind of idea what was going on. So we go across. I'm like, well, the bus station's over here. So I figure out where the bus picks up. I go on my phone and I Google some shit. And I figure out there's a little kiosk there and I can buy my ticket. And there's a shuttle that'll take me from the airport to the train station. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I do all that. What was the other? Oh, yeah. So the other thing I looked up ahead of time was... Fuck, what was it? There was something else. I was just thinking of it. I did the train tickets. I had a general idea of what to do about how to get to the train station. There's one more thing. What was it? Damn it, I just had it. And now I can't remember what the hell it was that I had actually looked up ahead of time. But yeah, like I said, we bought the bus tickets, basically got right on a bus. Like, the bus was right there. Got on the bus, took it to the train station, got to the train station way too early. Way too early. So I was like, fuck, like, I've got, like, I paid for, like, the, like, ticket protection thing on the train, so we could, like, change our, like, tickets and stuff, like, up to a certain point without penalty. But the problem with that was, if the fare for the train you were exchanging the ticket for was higher, you had to pay the difference. But if you exchange the ticket for a train where the ticket costs less, they didn't refund you the difference. You were just out that money, right? And so for the first leg of the train ride from Ravenna to Ferrara, I had booked us on the high-speed rail instead of the local rail. And when I did that, I had booked us in the first class cabin on the train, because it was an extra like 20 euro to do that versus have the standard fare on the bullet train. And I was like, well, fuck. Like, if we're gonna do this, it's 20 euro. Let's go all out. Let's have the experience. So I had us in the first class high-speed train to Ferrara, and then they only have a local train available to Ravenna. So I go into the ticket agent and I asked about exchange, getting a earlier train. Well, he's like, the only train I can put you on is the local at 10 o'clock. And I'm like, well, fuck that shit. Because the local at 10 is going to get me to Ferrara about the same time that the high-speed train at 11 is going to get me there. And I'm out 70 euro. So you can eat a dick. I'm not doing that. I'll just wait the extra hour for the train I already paid for. So me and Book are like, all right, well, we got time to kill. So there was like a little cafe in the train station. So we're like, hey, we're in Italy. Let's do it. So we go to the little cafe. We got a little breakfast sandwich. I had a bagel with smoked salmon. And then I forget what she had. She had something else that looked good. It was like a flatbread kind of thing. And we just got a cappuccino. Hung out at the little cafe. Had our drinks. Ate our food. Relaxed for a bit. Just kind of hung out. Rested until the train got there. I did learn at least a few words of Italian before I went, you know. So I could say like buongiorno, grazie, ciao. I had a general concept of how to be polite while I was in Italy. I figured that was important. And I will say, for the most part, the people we interacted with were appreciative of it to an extent, you know, because we would walk in and they would see two clearly American tourists and you could just see them like, oh, fuck these people. And then we'd walk in and be like, buongiorno, and they'd be like, oh, okay, he at least knows how to say hi to me. And they'd be like, it would be like immediately change their demeanor. And then when I'd be like, oh, grazie, they'd be like, oh, even better, he can say thank you. Like, just a little bit of politeness changed their attitude drastically. It was pretty funny to see. Thank you for the hydrate. They got water. I do. I mean, meta for an American overseas to be able to say thank you in their native language. It definitely shocked a lot of them. They were very confused. Yeah, so we get on the train finally arrives. We get on the train. We find our first class seats. And it is great, dude. We've got these comfy leather seats. It is wild, meta, that like that reaction is true though. I would have learned how to swear at them. See, Dragon, that wouldn't have helped. That would have made things worse. So yeah, we get on the train and we've got these nice like leather seats. We've got a table. There's a fucking plug to charge our stuff. It is beautiful, right? So comfortable. As soon as we get on and sit, it's like being on an airplane. This little cart comes by with a little attendant. They gave us some water and a juice and a little Italian pastry. And like, you're like, oh, this is fucking great. Like, we're getting pimped out right now. I love this shit. I would try not to do things the American way is the point. So we're on the high-speed rail and we've got like an hour from Ravenna to Ferrara. And when we get on, there are these two guys that are on like in the seats across the aisle from us, right? And I don't know for sure. I have no evidence to prove this. But if somebody were to have approached me after these two gentlemen got off the train and notified me that these guys were Russian mafia, I would not have been surprised, okay? You should look. See, that was my opinion too, Squids. Basically, Dragon, it was very much like the Hogwarts Express. Only they just handed us free shit and kept walking. There was no charge for any of it. Becoming the machine by the end of this. Dude, Yeti, I fucking wish that's where this was going. So, keep in mind, we're on a high-speed train in first class in Italy that's going from Venice to Rome with a handful of stops in between. There's two stations in Venice, right? There's the one that's like downtown in like the lagoon where it's like the city on the water. And then there's another stop in the mainland, okay? These guys were already on the train when we got on. So they got on the train in the lagoon in Venice. So they have not been on long. There's one stop between Venice and Ferrara. That's like 20 minutes or so into the train ride. These dudes get off at that first stop. So they paid for first class tickets on the high speed rail to go fucking nowhere. Okay? They didn't go anywhere. They weren't on the train long enough to get comfortable. Who fucking pays the extra fee for that? Okay, first off, that's fucking suspicious, right? What the hell are y'all doing? Second of all, these guys were not Italian, okay? They were not Italian. I don't know what they were, but they were not Italian, okay? They had tattoos starting from the backs of their hands all the way up their arms, and some on like they're visible like around their neck, right? Lots of tattoos, okay? So you got two guys taking a first class bullet train from Venice to just outside of Venice in the Italian countryside. They are not Italians, and they're covered in tattoos that, you know, they look like gang tattoos. They don't look like the kind of tattoos that like a random person would have. Like, these tattoos looked like they had some meaning behind them, okay? The other thing, they're speaking in English the entire time. Very quietly, but speaking in English. So now, again, you got two guys who aren't Americans speaking English, covered in tattoos, who aren't Italian either, paying way too much money for the train ride they're taking to get off in the middle of nowhere in Italy. God, Dragon. A polite American, right? Yeah, I mean, not wrong there. Part of some dangerous gang. It was weird. Like, there was so much about these two guys that just did not feel right. And that's why I say, like, if somebody were to, I feel like they were Russian mafia or like former Russian mafia who were hiding out in like the Italian countryside, because it was the only explanation for what I was seeing. They had the look of like the Russian mafia, like really slim but like toned, like you could tell they were muscular under the clothes. They were wearing like, they weren't dressed nicely. You know what I mean? Like, you think like Italian mob, you think like suits, like really fine suits, the gentleman appearance. They weren't dressed like that. They were dressed very casual, very much in the realm of like that Russian mob tracksuit kind of look, but not quite a tracksuit. So yeah, they definitely gave off like Russian mafia vibes. It was really weird. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think like it's like they're like they escaped the Russian mafia and were just in hiding. Maybe just Eastern European criminals, maybe. But they were just the whole appearance, right? They're not Italians, they're not Americans. They're getting off a train in the middle of the Italian countryside. They're speaking English in hushed tones, and they're covered in tattoos. It was a weird situation, okay? It was really weird. Nah, they definitely weren't South Americans. They had that kind of Eastern European look to them. They definitely had like an Eastern European look to them. So, I don't know, man. It was really weird, and I was very uncomfortable when they were on the train with us. And I was very happy when they got off, but I was also really confused. The Bratva, not the Shema family, when who's watched Arrow and apparently you are, Dragon. But it was super weird. I don't know, man. It was an interesting thing. But I will say, like, the train ride, like I said, we were on the train for 2 hours, a little over 2 hours between the two trains. We got off the bullet train in Ferrara, transferred over to the local train into Ravenna, and the whole train experience was so cool. Like, the high-speed rail, super efficient, made great time. The view of the Italian countryside, traveling between the two cities, was just stunning. Just these, like, fields, you know, were like being farmed, mountains in the backdrop, you know, all the little villages and stuff we passed through, and just absolutely stunning going through the Italian countryside like that. It was amazing. Like, loved every second of it. Not even within the hour. But just, oh, such a great experience. Like, just the train ride, I was already like, why the fuck did my ancestors leave here? Who the fuck decides America is better than this? Like, what were they thinking? You mean to tell me I could just be out here in the Italian foothills farming olives and shit, and instead I'm in a cubicle in Florida? Like, what the fuck were they thinking? It feels like that, Dragon. Why don't you move to Italy? I'll get to that here, Josh. It's happened twice now. I mean, sandwiches are finicky like that. That's a large assumption that thought was involved. You got a good point there. So, look at me, I'm so proud of myself. I said I was going to try to go slow with the storytelling. It's been over an hour now, and I'm just finishing up the, like, train story. Found out you were Jewish. Your ancestors left Europe around the 40s. That's a good point, right? Hey, Steven! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Welcome in, Raiders! Steven, thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream, buddy? Matthew, good to see you. I'm regaling my chat with my tales of Italy. Doing good, man. Jet lagged to hell and really loopy from it, but good otherwise, man. Also annoyed as hell that I've hatched 1,455 Sizzlipede eggs. Heading to bed. All good, Caro. All good. Thank you for hanging out. Always good to see you. I hope you get some rest. Yeah, Steven. It's me. We all know how this works. Yeah, Steven, I just got back yesterday. Me and the wife were gone for 10 days. We went to Italy and Greece. It was a very fun trip. So I've been telling vacation stories tonight while hatching not shinies. Oh, Matthew, the food was fucking amazing. Oh, we ate so good. We're literally over there, like, we would, like, sit down to eat, we'd take one bite and be like, oh, we have to go home after eating this. I was just saying, like, just the train ride from where we landed to where we needed to get to in Italy. I'm like looking out the window, and just thinking to myself, why the fuck did my ancestors leave here? Like, why did they think America was better than this? I mean, meta basically. But yeah, so. Hold on. Fucking jet lag. Holy shit. No, I mean, I get it, but I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, but goddamn. Apparently you just noticed it, Meta. I know, I Am Saltine, came in earlier and gifted 5 subs. So you probably got one from that. Hey, let's go, Steven. Hell yeah. I wish I could go to TwitchCon this year. Hopefully next year I can make it. I'm also bad. I was like, my buddies are going on a cruise like in a couple weeks that I couldn't make. Free trip to El Salvador. Nice. Very cool, Steven. The Pokemon World you're going to? Hell yeah, man. Hope you have a lot of fun there. That should be a fun trip. That's where San Francisco is that where it's being held this year? Anaheim. That's right. San Fran's next year. Okay. I know I remember seeing San Fran somewhere. Man, World should be a cool experience. Oh, what's that, Meta? So yeah, story time. Back to stories. 24. God damn, that's a lot of shinies in one day. I can't get 24 shinies in a year, much less in a day. So yeah, we take the train in, we get into Ravenna, like 1 in the afternoon. Okay. Outbreaks definitely help. That's true. So on the way to Ravenna, I'm like, we're going to get there a little early. Let me contact the hotel and just like make sure the room is ready to go and whatnot when we get there. Like, just let them know, hey, we're going to be arriving a little early. See if they can have the room ready. So I email the hotel. I get an email back. We don't have a reservation for you. And I'm like, the fuck you don't? I reserved a room like months ago. What do you mean you don't have a reservation for me? So I email them the confirmation page from the reservation. They go, oh, we tried to run your card 2 weeks ago and it wouldn't go through, so we canceled your reservation. You were supposed to be notified of this. And I'm like, well, first off, no, obviously I was not notified that you canceled my reservation. And second of all, the fuck do you mean you tried to run my card 2 months ago? I was supposed to fucking pay when I got there. Why did you try to run my card 2 weeks ago? Like, what the actual fuck is going on right now? And they're like, oh, well, sorry, but the reservation's been canceled. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll find a new hotel now. Like, I'm not going to try to rebook with you after you just did that to me. So I jump online and I find another hotel and I'm like, all right, I guess we're staying at this place. Book that hotel while we're on the train. We're like an hour away from where we're going. And I'm like trying to scramble and book a hotel for the night. And I'm like, well, this is, that was sketchy as hell. Luckily there was room. Luckily somebody, like, there was a spot for us. Like, would have been really wild if we had to turn around and go back to Venice and find a hotel there. That would have been you know, a little hard to deal with. So we get into Ravenna, I look, I'm like, all right, cool. The hotel I booked for us is like a fucking 5-minute walk from the train station. So we just get out into Ravenna and just walk our happy asses over to the hotel I booked. And just the town of Ravenna, you can't even call it a city. It's literally, it's a town. It's a big town. Gorgeous city. Like the old architecture with the trees and everything else. Like it was literally, it was everything I thought Italy would be. Like being in like a large town kind of setting. It was exactly what I thought it would be. Hey, let's go, meta. Like the old stone buildings and everything. Oh my god, the cobblestone roads and sidewalks. Ravenna was absolutely gorgeous. So we find our hotel, we check in, we go up to a room, and you know, it's like an old building, right? The hotel isn't some new Marriott or some shit like that. This is just some old ass building in Italy that's being used as a hotel, right? And so like the layout's super weird. The room is small, but we only like, the lady's like, oh, well, it's blah, and I was like, we're literally just sleeping here tonight. Will the bed fit us both? And she's like, oh yeah. I'm like, then that's all I care about. I just need a place to sleep tonight. 8 minutes left for the first and second one. Damn. So, check into the hotel. Basically just go up, drop our bags off, take a quick shower and get changed, right? Hey, shiny per sandwich is nothing to complain about. And then we're like, we're in Italy. We're not going to sleep. That would be stupid. Now, keep in mind at this point, it is 1, 2 in the afternoon local time in Italy. So it's 8 a.m. local time back home. At this point, I have been up for 24 hours. Right? Because we left 10, we got up 8 a.m. Thursday. And it's now, actually, no, it's been more than that. Because it was 8 a.m. Thursday we woke up. It's now 2 p.m. minus this. Okay, so yeah, it's been 24 hours now that I've been awake. 24 hours I've been awake at this point. But I'm like, the last thing I want to do is go to sleep at 2 in the afternoon. Because then I'm going to be up all night. And it's going to fuck everything up. So I got to stay awake. Got to stay awake. So me and Book are like, we can't sleep. We don't want to screw ourselves over for the trip. We need to stay awake if we want this to be a successful trip. So we just start wandering around Ravenna. It's like I said, 2 in the afternoon. And we're just wandering around the streets. I found like they had a little map at the hotel with like sites. I looked up some stuff online. And one of the things I saw that they have in Ravenna is Dante's tomb. So the author, thing like Dante's Inferno, right? Dante, he's like the most famous Italian writer and poet, right? Well, his tomb and mausoleum is in Ravenna. And I'm like, well, that'd be fucking cool to go see. So we figure out where it's at, and we start walking around the city and make our way over, and they have like this whole like, you know, thing built for him, and there's a hill that's got flowers on it with his tombstone, and there's all this stuff. I think not that Dante. Not Devil May Cry. So yeah, like, oh shit. I just realized my music got fucked. Damn it. YouTube's gonna yell at me again. Son of a bitch. Ah, I fucked that up too now. So yeah, we saw Dante's tomb, walked around the city, and the thing we're noticing as we're walking around the city, it's like 3, 4 in the afternoon, is like everything's closed. Like there's nothing really open at all, anywhere. Like all the shops are closed. I mean, I have been. Have you guys not been hearing it? There's definitely been music playing. But yeah, so like everything's closed and we're like, what the hell? Like, not on Twitch, you don't hear it? That's weird. I wonder why that's happening again. But like all the shops are closed, there's nobody around, and we're like, it's a Friday. Like, hear the game slightly. You shouldn't hear the game at all. All right, my settings are all jacked up. All right, Poke hears music. That's good. So we're like, well, we're in Italy. I'm kind of hungry. We gotta find some pizza. Okay, cool. Meta hears the music as well. You hear it now? You hear it? That is music. All right, I guess I just had it on super low. It was his music. God damn it, Poke. Low, but it's fine. All right, well, hopefully it was low enough that YouTube doesn't bonk me. So we decided we're gonna go find some pizza. Because that's what you do, right? We're in Italy. You find pizza. So we find a little pizza shop. We sit down. We have a little bit of Italian pizza, and it's oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. I don't even have words for it. Like the difference in what they have and what they get for pizza versus what we get for pizza. I don't know that I'll be able to eat a pizza anytime in the near future. It's gonna be a while before I'm able to eat a pizza in the US again. Just the quality and the difference. Book did something weird. So they had like, I'm trying to think of how to even describe it. It had like, the one Book got had like thinly sliced potato slices on it. It was really weird. But Book was like, I'm never gonna see this again. I've got to try it. She said it was good. I didn't try hers, so I don't know. What did I get on mine? Fuck. Oh, I got just Italian sausage on mine. I got sausage. It really did. It was like, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. So the actual Italian pizza is like a cross between like a flatbread and thin crust in the US. So think like more of like a flatbread style, but a thinner, crispier crust to it, like almost more of like a pastry kind of dough. So it was very like, it was more like a crispy taste to it, but not like crunchy. God damn, Meta, you're blowing through them. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. But it was super good. It was like, I inhaled this pizza that I got. It was so good. So we did that. Then we went and found a little shop and had some gelato because, again, you're in Italy. What else are you going to eat? You had pizza. Now you got to have gelato, right? It's the way it works. So we did that. I didn't hunt NK in Scarlet and Violet, so I don't know. Trying to think, I did Malamar and Sword and Shield, and I did NK and Ultra Sun, I believe. But yeah, the food was top tier. We were eating so good while we were in Ravenna. Like, the people we were running into and talking to, for the most part, very nice, very friendly, very welcoming. You know, not really giving us any issues as far as being tourists and stuff. Like I said, like, I knew how to at least have the general niceties and politeness, which helped a lot with people being decent towards us. The other thing that I did that it was a fucky wucky on my part, I had ordered some new charging cables to take with us on the trip, and I had ordered some US to Euro plug adapters. However, what I didn't notice was the USB cables I bought were USB-C on both ends, and the Euro adapters I bought had USB ports on them, but they were the standard USB ports, not the USB-C. And I didn't buy adapters for that. So then I had to go and search Ravenna for like a little electronics shop to try to buy adapters for our charging cables. So that was a little fucky wucky on my part that had to be cleaned up. Luckily, we were able to find a shop pretty early in Ravenna, get the adapters we needed, and be able to charge our stuff. Hey, let's go, meta. But at our gelato, walked around for a little bit more, and again, everything was closed. Like, none of the shops were open. There really wasn't anybody around. So we were like, all right, let's go back to the room for a bit. So we go back to the room, and at this point, like I said, I've been awake now for 28 hours, roughly, that I've been awake. And I am crashing hard. Like, I can't even function at this point. So we get back to the hotel, and I'm like, I know I said not to, but I need a nap. I can't even stand up straight. I need to get a few minutes of sleep. Like, I have to at this point. I can't do anything else without some sleep. So I ended up taking like an hour and a half nap, and then got back up and was like, all right, let's go back out into Ravenna and let's go find dinner. So we walk back out into Ravenna. It's like 6:30, maybe like around 6:30. We're back out into Ravenna. And all of a sudden, everything is alive. Like, we were just out there 2 hours ago. Nothing's open. Nobody's anywhere. Now, all of a sudden, all the shops are open. There's crowds everywhere. The entire downtown Ravenna is just like one big block party right now. Like, all the shops are packed. Everybody's out eating and having glasses of wine. All the restaurants, you don't sit inside at any of the restaurants we saw in Italy. If they had inside seating, it was like one or two small tables. All the seating in Italy was outdoors. There was like, that was it. The stores would just set up tables and shit in the street, the restaurants would, and you would just sit down. So we walked around for a while, did some sightseeing, checked out all the little things around, some of the like more famous spots and the older buildings, the churches, shit like that. You know, the stuff you look at when you're in Italy. And finally found this nice little restaurant to sit down and eat at. All the restaurants will have menus on like a stand outside by the tables. And so as we're looking at the menus, the one guy comes up and starts talking to us about the menu and giving us recommendations. He was super friendly, and we're like, the menu seems legit. It's got good ratings online. Everybody has good things to say about it. I think we found our spot for dinner. So we sit down to eat, and I had this local pasta that's almost like a tortellini. It's like a pasta stuffed with local cheese. It's not a tortellini, but it's similar in that sense, you know. I forget what Book had that night. What did Book eat? I don't remember what she ate that night. They gave us like this, like, it was almost like a tempura fried kind of, what was it? It was a flour that was tempura fried. And it was like, instead of like, I'm trying to think, like, it was almost like an appetizer that they bring out, but it wasn't really an appetizer. It was just like a little snack while you're waiting. Trying to remember what kind of flour it was though. I know the flour is from a plant that like it's like the flour that comes from a vegetable that people typically eat. But I can't remember what it was. Now that's gonna bother me the rest of the night that I can't remember what plant the flour was from. But it was pretty good. For like a deep fried flour, I was actually impressed by the taste. It tasted really good. We had some local wine, which I gotta say, I am not a wine guy, okay? I don't drink a lot of wine. I don't enjoy the taste of it. All the wines I've had kind of have a bitter taste and aftertaste to them. I don't enjoy them. I'm not a fan of wine. The wines I had in Italy and Greece, I was a fan of. They tasted way better than anything I've ever had. And like, not expensive wine either. We were drinking like the local house wine. Like, we were drinking the cheap shit, and it was leagues better than shit you get in the States. Like, it wasn't even close. But yeah, it was good. We had our meal. We had a couple glasses of local wine. I had a glass of the local beer. Basically, like, we're just asking like the staff, like, you know, what do you recommend? Like, what do you got for a local beer? What's something that, you know, you guys that's like brewed locally? Like, bring it out. Like, most of the trip, that was my attitude, was like, if I was from here, what would you bring me? Bring me that, right? I don't want the tourist stuff. Don't bring me a Heineken. Don't bring me a Stella Artois. No, bring me an actual Italian beer, right? I want to experience Italy. I don't want to experience tourist Italy. I don't want to experience Americanized Italy. I want to experience Italy. Bring me the stuff, right? I don't need to taste home. I can drink Heineken back home. Don't bring me that, right? But everything we had that night was great. Everything tasted amazing. Service was phenomenal. And it's so wild going to restaurants in Europe, right? Because tipping culture isn't what it is in the US, right? You leave a euro or you leave a couple euro as like a thank you, but it's not like a mandatory thing, right? The wait staff actually gets paid properly. And oddly enough, the food is cheaper, which, you know, that should tell you a lot. Like, they're paying the staff properly and charging less for the food. So anybody that tells you a Big Mac is going to cost $20 if we pay a living wage to McDonald's workers is out of their fucking mind. But that's another rant for another time. But because the tipping culture isn't a thing like it is here, the staff at the restaurants leave you the fuck alone. You know that thing in America where you go out to eat and you don't even sit down yet and you got a waiter at the table asking for your drink order and you're like, can I fucking sit down and like have a second? Like, fuck me, dude. No, you don't have that. You know when like they bring you your food and you're like, oh, I'm so excited. And you get all your shit together and you take a bite and you start to chew. And then the waitress comes back and goes, is everything all right? And you're like, can I fucking take a bite so I can let you know? Like, can I try it first before you ask me if it's good? Like, no, none of that. You sit down, they bring you a menu, they bring you a bottle of water, they bring you a little bit of bread, and then they fuck off for a while. And then they come back and they get your order, and you order weird. So like, where in the US it's like, you order the one meal and it comes with the salad or soup, and then it has a vegetable, a carb, and a protein, right? Now, you order everything separately, like a la carte almost. So you're like, I'm gonna get this, this, and this. Like, there's like 4 different sections to the menu where it's like the appetizer, and then it's like a pasta dish, and then it's a protein, and then or a meat dish, and it's a fish dish, and like you select what you want from whatever section. You have your tables 20 minutes after you brought food to check in on them. If they needed me, they call. Yeah, see, oh my god, I hate when they're like up your ass. Like, dude, I know you're trying to earn your tip, but leave me the fuck alone. Dude, Europe, nah. Come back, get your order. You go, I'm gonna get, you know, these pieces of this. And they go, okay, great. And then they fuck off. And then they bring you your food. And then they fuck off. And that's it. Like, they don't talk to you. They don't rush you out of there. They don't like trying to get you to leave. Fuck, that night in Ravenna, the waitress was actually a little annoyed at the fact that we were leaving. Like, we ate our meal, we finished our wine and beers, and we were like, and I asked for the check. And so I actually learned, I learned an actual sentence in Italian. Il conte per favore. And that's, can I have the check, please? So we finish our food, we finish our drinks, I asked for the check, and the waitress was like, sad about it. She was like, you don't want like a coffee or a dessert or, you know, a drink, like, not like that, you're good? Like, she was like really weirded out by the fact that we just ate our food and we're leaving. And I was like, yeah, we're done. Like, what? I don't want to yell at you because I wasn't checking on her and her meal. Like, lady, I paid to give you food, not babysit. But that's the thing, is like the tipping culture in the US has like given that thing where it's like the wait staff feels like they need to check every 30 seconds. And so customers have gotten used to being checked on constantly. Well, so Yeti, so what I found out is I looked into it a little bit more after that. And so typically, when you don't sit and savor the food. Well, the thing is, like, we savored the food, we took our time with it. But for Europe, and especially Italy, the expectation is when you go out to eat, it's like a whole night event. It's why the wait staff doesn't bother you, because it's either a couple or it's a family. And they expect you to sit there and have a couple of glasses of wine and then a cup of coffee, and you know, they usually have like a certain drink that's like, you know, brandy or something similar that's supposed to be like an after dinner drink to help with digestion. And you're supposed to finish your meal, but then just sit there and have a drink, have a coffee, talk more, enjoy the atmosphere. It's supposed to be an all night thing. You sit down when the restaurant opens and you leave when the restaurant closes. Exactly, Poke. It's supposed to be like an event. And she was so, like, the waitress was so like, what do you mean you're leaving? You just got here. And we're like, no, we're good. Like, we ate. We can leave now. And like, I was like, oh, now I get it. Okay, like, the expectation is you're there for the night. Let's go, Meta. Hell yeah. And so like I didn't get why she was like weirded out that we were leaving at first. And then I was like, oh wow, like when they say it's supposed to be an event, they mean it. Ugh. All right, one more beer, a few more hatches, and then it's gonna be time for bed. I am still jet lagged to hell, and I'm struggling. Surprise trading the duplicates. That's nice of you, Meta. But I mean, the meal was wonderful. Like, hang on, I gotta sneeze. And there's the sneeze. Okay. Oh yeah, no, Josh, we were eating good for like 50-60 euro. Thank you. Yeah, it was cheaper and better. Like, we were eating good, drinking good, and spending like 50-60 euro on our meat. Like, for barely more than what it cost me in book to eat at Five Guys, we were eating like home cooked pastas and local wines. Like, shit. Oh my god. I already miss the food. I already miss the food. So we finish eating, and we just start walking around Ravenna. And again, it's 10 o'clock at night now, almost, and the city is just alive. There's people everywhere. Everybody's just out on the street, having a drink together. If he didn't hit the US before, or he is already looking into visas. Dude, Yeti, I straight up told Book, I was like, we were in Santorini, and I was like, the day you hand me divorce papers is the day I apply to relocate here. Like, as soon as you get rid of me, I'm moving to Greece. Like, oh yeah, straight up. I was like, I'm done. As soon as you tell me we're through, I'm through. But Ravenna at night was beautiful. Like, it cooled off. It was like in the low 70s. Beautiful little breeze coming in off the sea. City was alive. People everywhere, just celebrating life. It wasn't like some wild party. It wasn't people getting drunk and acting crazy. It was just families and friends just out in the street having a glass of wine and telling stories and sharing life. It was just like, it's so hard to describe it if you have, like, when you're used to family events being, you know, this is why mom never loved you, and blah, like, to just see these people just celebrating life together in the streets at night. It was weird, and it was wonderful. I don't even know how to describe it. Nobody was like, there was no fights, there was no craziness. It was just happy people just enjoying the night. And it's like, oh my god. Like, the whole, just the sense of community. Yeah, right. No threats of pew-pews. You know, you didn't have to worry about that. Like, it was an eye-opening experience being in the city at that point. Really confused. The actual. Wait, what do you mean by that, Meta? I did get, what was it? I got a shiny Weasel, I think, my first night in Italy. I got a bunch of Pogo shinies while I was gone. And actually on the way home, I got one of the funniest Pogo catches ever. But we'll get, actually, I don't know that I'll remember to tell this one. I might, but so I'll hold off on it. If I finish all the stories that I don't talk about my funny Pogo catch on the way home, remind me. Ah, okay, yes, that meta, that. I told you my brain, I'm so brain fog right now. But yeah, no, we walked around the city for a while, just took in the night, got back to the hotel a little after 11. And we had to be at the cruise port by 10 the next morning. For 100 dusk form Lycanroc is such a good shiny. But yeah, we wanted time in the morning to like get, eat the complimentary breakfast and kind of take our time before we had to check out and head to the cruise port. And so I went back to the hotel a little after 11. Went to bed, got up in the morning like 8 o'clock. They had a complimentary breakfast where they had cappuccinos and, all these like, so like you think breakfast, you're thinking like bagels, cereal, bacon and eggs, pancakes. No, Italian breakfast, charcuterie board and yogurt. They literally had like prosciutto, salami, cheese, and yogurt was like the main breakfast items. It was like, all right, and then fruit. It was such a random assortment for breakfast, but it was so like, it was enjoyable just having that different attitude towards the meal, Tight window for a Pokemon. It made your ADHD lock in. I mean, carbs and sugar. Yeah. Italian breakfast, the exact opposite. No carbs, no sugar. You'd have like a little croissant maybe. So a little bit of like a fluffy pastry kind of bread, but not really carb heavy bread, And then like some meats and cheeses, a cappuccino, maybe some juice. It was a very refreshing experience with breakfast. Just like, all right, this is how we're doing it here. Cool beans. All right, let's do this. This will be fun. Sat down and enjoyed our breakfast. Checked out of the hotel. Got the cab to the airport. The cab driver we got, lady, was great. Very friendly, was super excited to just talk to us. She was definitely one of those people that's a cab driver because she's a people person. And was just very excited to like, hear where we're from and talk about our experience in Italy and what we thought about it. And all right, Dragon, sounds good, buddy. You have a good night, man. Good to see you again. And then this is my American audience is gonna hate this. She was telling us how it was her after her day that Saturday. She had 3 days of holiday, or she was just getting 3 days paid off, or she didn't have to drive a cab, and she was just gonna go and rent a place up in the mountains for 3 days and just escape the city and not have to drive and deal with everything for 3 days. Can you imagine like Uber drivers in the US getting paid time off? It sounds like I'm moving to Italy. Ah, damn it. It was bound to happen. But like I said, just super nice lady. Like, great to talk to. And she was so happy because like me and Book had like a backpack and a suitcase. And that was like, each of us had that. Not to your raging anti-American person. Yeti, I haven't even gotten started. So like she picks us up against her back and she's like, oh, I'm so happy you guys are light on the luggage. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, you know, when I heard Americans, I got a little worried. And I was like, what? Why? She's like, well, a lot of times Americans tend to, they tend to pack too much. They have too much luggage. And she was saying she had a family of 4 recently. Family of 4 had 12 bags. For a family of 4. She said like she had to have like the suitcases stacked up in one of the seats, like in people's laps, because there's no room in the trunk for it all. I was like, how do you, like, where are you going that you need 12 fucking suitcases? But she was like, I get it, like, it's hot, it's, you know, it's the Med, like, it's Italy, you need like some clothes for if it's cold, and but you don't need 3 bags per person. You don't need all that. That's, you guys, how long are you gone? I'm like 10 days. She's like, yeah, you guys are gone 10 days. You have 1 bag. What are they doing that they need 3? That's unnecessary. She was saying how like every time she picks up Americans, they're always like way overpacked. It's like they brought their entire house with them. You know, it was like, you know, like, I don't even have that much stuff, and they're bringing it on vacation with them. That was the only thing she brought up. She was like, don't they charge you like, you know, a lot for every bag you bring? And I'm like, oh yeah, they charge you a lot if you're like having a bunch of bags to check. She's like, yeah, so you're paying for the flight, now you're paying all that, and you got all this stuff you got to carry around, like. She's like, I don't get it, but apparently it's like, at least in Italy, it's a thing the cab drivers make fun of us for, is that we overpack. And here comes 1,500. But yeah, it was just pretty funny hearing her complain about Americans overpacking and just being so proud of me and Book for managing to fit everything we needed for the vacation in 1 suitcase. Like, ah, damn meta. The problem with Wonder Trades. But oh, she was very sweet, Squid. She was so nice. I had a lot. It was really nice talking to her. And the thing, like, 99% of the people that we interacted with over the course of the trip were just wonderful people. Just excited to talk about, you know, where they live and our experience with it and ask questions about America. And just so many people were just wonderful and amazing to interact with. And this is coming from me, who historically is known for fucking hating people. And everybody was a joy. There's one person who wasn't, but I'll get to her. And I didn't even interact with her voluntarily either. But yeah, so we get dropped off at the cruise port. You don't hate people. You apparently, Eddie, and apparently, well, the Americans and one other thing, which I'll get to. I'll probably get to that tonight. I think tonight we'll cover the first night on the cruise. And then I'm probably gonna call it. We're at 1,500, no shiny. My jet lag is kicking my ass. I'm like starting to start to keep my eyes open here. But we got dropped off at the port. One thing that was cool on the way there, we're like driving along this like road that's like on the water, and the cab driver's like, "Oh, you see those birds over in the water?" I just want to check this because it would be funny if it was shiny. I will have a drink, Josh. And so we passed these birds in the water, and she's like, "Oh, you said you're from Florida, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, you see those white birds over there in the water? Those are flamingos." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" She goes, "Yeah, we have flamingos here, but because they eat a different shrimp, they don't turn pink like your flamingos." She goes, "When they go to fly and they lift their wings, you'll see the pink like underneath their wings, but that's it. Otherwise, that's what the flamingos here look like." And I'm just like, holy shit, there's just like 100 flamingos sitting in this water right off the road right here as we're driving by. So that was a pretty cool thing to learn. I was not expecting to see a shitload of flamingos off the side of the road. Meow. What time are you going to bed? I don't know. Oh God, really? I'm dying. But yeah, so that was a cool thing. You know, getting on the cruise, simple, easy. It was a very simple process, very easy to do. I had gotten this like extra package thing. So basically when I was like looking at like everything that was available for the cruise, they have this thing on Royal Caribbean called the Key. It's like a VIP pass to get you on the boat, like to get you perks on the boat and stuff. But the pass was like, it included internet access and was barely more than just the cost of the internet access. And so I was like, all right, yeah, I'll pay the extra for the perks here because fuck that. Only want to fish. Yeah, it sucks when you get a hack shiny of a Pokemon you actually like. So the first perk we got was getting on the boat, right? While everybody else is having like wait in line and go up to a desk and blah, blah, blah. I just showed the receipt that we had the key, and they brought us right up to this lady with a tablet, and she just did all the shit to check us in and verify our passports and stuff just right there, and then sent us on the boat. So drastically cut down on our time to get settled in and whatnot, which was nice. And we also got a special upgraded lunch on the, you know, embarkation day. It's like we got on the boat, we walked around for a while, you know, checked things out, saw where everything was, checked out, you know, checked the layout of the boat, found where our room was gonna be, which the room wasn't ready yet, but we figured out where it was. Went and had the special lunch, which was like, it was basically like a sample meal of all the like specialty restaurants that you could pay extra to upgrade your meals to. But it was a pretty cool lunch. We got to eat some good food, hang out for a bit, not be around all the crowds and shit that were crowding the pool bars and whatnot. Ah, damn, Meta. Surprised you didn't get any marks. Normally you would have gotten at least one with the amount you got. And then after we finished, we decided to go walk around a bit, right? Just explore the boat. You know, we didn't have anything else to do. Our room wasn't ready yet, so fuck it. Let's go explore the boat, right? I mean, not worried about it, but getting marks is nice. So we're just exploring the boat, checking out where everything is, getting the lay of the land, right? And as we're doing this, we're walking down this staircase on the pool deck. And it's a pretty small staircase because it's like one of the outdoor ones. It was like one of the big internal staircases. And as we're walking down, me and Book are walking side by side. And there's like a bunch of people that start trying to come up the stairs. And I'm looking at what's happening in front of me, and everybody that's coming up the stairs is coming up on the side I'm on. So I step over in front of Book, said all the people coming up the stairs can just keep going right by me. They don't have to do anything. I moved out of the way for them, right? So as this crowd of people is going by me, this one lady is just coming up the other side of the staircase from everybody else. There's 20 fucking people going up this fucking staircase. 19 of them are on one side. This one bitch walks right up to me and just stops. And I just looked at her like, and like motioned for her to go by me. And she like points for me to move. And I'm like, there's 20 people coming up the stairs. Do you see all these people? You're the only one on this side. That's why I got over. What do you want from me? Literally everybody else is on that side of the staircase except for you. And she kind of huffs and gets over and goes around me. And this is the one fucking person I interacted with the entire cruise who I couldn't fucking stand. Anybody want to guess the country that this lady was from? Because as she passes, actually no, after she passes me, she gets well past me and then turns around and yells back to me, "Typical disrespectful American," is what she yells back to me. Now, of course, the one person the entire trip that I interact with that I would have a problem with was a French bitch. Because, of course, she was French. So yeah, after walking by me and getting past me and yelling back at me, "Typical disrespectful American," because again, keep in mind, I moved out of the way of 20 people trying to get up a staircase, but I wouldn't move out of the way specifically for her and inconvenience everybody else. So I'm the typical disrespectful American, right? So, in true typical disrespectful American attitude, I turn around and yell back up at the stairs at her, "How about you eat my ass?" Because honestly, I thought it was fitting for the situation. I mean, Yeti, of course she would be French. Like, come on now. You know what, Yeti? She deserved it. Outside of her, I feel like I represented Florida very well on a global stage. I don't know about America. I think I definitely represented Florida well. Better than I would have. I would have tripped. Well, again, Poke, she waited until she was like well past me to say anything. Like, she was practically off the stairs before she yelled anything at me. I'm happy for you, Meta. You did better than I would have. I thought "you can eat my ass" was appropriate for the situation. I still stand by it. That means she's been tripped before. You know what? She probably has, given that. She's used to having that attitude. And instead of fixing it, has just said, I'm going to make sure nobody can retaliate. But yeah, she was the only person all this trip I had trouble with. Like, talked to a lot of people on the cruise. 2 different families from Australia, family from Brazil, fucking another lady, couple from the UK. Fuck, where else? Oddly enough, I will say there were way more Americans on that cruise than I expected there to be. Yeah, I interacted with strangers, mostly in the hot tub while drinking margaritas, but I interacted with strangers. Hey, what's going on, Greed? But yeah, that bitch is the only one I had problems with. Met a lot of people from a bunch of places. And like I said, weirdly enough, there were a lot of Americans on that cruise. Way more than I expected. I mean, it's still yours, Meta. But yeah. Last egg of the night, guys, and I'm gonna go get some sleep because my jet lagged ass is screwed up. And still no shiny at 1520. Mucho sadness. Greed. I need to hurry up and finish Grounded 1 so I can play Grounded 2. It looks too much. It looks like too much fun. I know the spiders are going to be a problem for me, but I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Some way, somehow, I will do it. But yeah, no, I'll finish up real quick on this. Night 1 of the cruise, very just relaxing. You know, we didn't really do much. We walked around the cruise. We got our stuff. We had dinner. We hung out in the hot tub. Had a couple drinks. Went to bed. Oh, they scared me last time, Greed, so I'm fucked this time. And yeah, I mean, that was basically it for the first, through the first night of the cruise. I'm gonna go to bed though and try to continue fighting off this jet lag and getting my brain back to normal. Tomorrow, we will talk about the first stop of the tour in Couture and some other stuff that went on. Let me see if there's any raid targets available. Oh, cool. We got somebody doing DAs. There you go, guys. I got a raid target. Go do DAs with somebody. Go have some fun, all right? But yeah, have a great rest of your night, guys. Tomorrow we'll continue vacation talkies. And we'll continue for Sizzlipede. It was very nice seeing everybody again. I missed all of you. Be sure to show Jason here some love. Help him out with his DAs. Have a great rest of your night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I will catch you next time.
You can get every legendary, or you can shiny hunt every legendary. But make sure you don't catch them. If they're not shiny, do not catch them.
Yeah, Arthur, thank you for the raid, man. Thank you for the raid, bro. I appreciate you, my guy. Let me give you a shout out real quickly and stuff. Let me give you a quick shout out. So Jason, what's it for you? And wait, before I tell that, let me give you a shout out to Arthur. Copy. Yo, thank you. I hate people of the what the hell? But yo, little Squid Boy, yo, everybody make sure you give a follow to Arthur. Thank you, Arthur, for the raid, bro. I really appreciate you, my guy. WD Chopper Arthur. Yo, thank you, Arthur. What's the DA target? Lunala. Little Squid Boy, how's it going, little Squid Boy? Yeah, what's good? What's good, bro? I was going a little Squid Boy. Yo, Arthur, what were you streaming today? How was your stream, my guy? Yo, BK, yo, thank you for the follow button on TikTok. BBL Drizzy, yes. Oh, Mulana, that's such a big shiny. It is. Nate wants to do it. Masuda for Sizzlipede. Yeah, 15, 20 now. No shiny yet. This is why I hate doing Masuda method. If it's not Pokemon Crystal, I can't do Masuda. I refuse to do Masuda method. Hello, it's going good. How are you training? I just recently got mine. I haven't done it. This is gonna be the first time we do it, but I think we're about to. Masuda is my least favorite method. Yeah, facts. I don't. I have it this for that method so much. And can I get one for? I can get one for you if you want. Probably around. Not bad. And how's it going, little Squid Boy? How how's it going? Yeah, this is gonna be my first time going to it, reaching there. But yeah, nah. I guess that person unfollowed. But yo, why is his name? I hate people of melanin. That's a crazy ass name. I'm gonna change this one. What the freak? See, have y'all seen Symbiotic Shiny? I have not. Could be wild sometimes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with people? But yo, for the people that just joined in, my name is Jason Hendricks from the variety. I'm a Poke variety streamer at this point, or besides variety streamer. I stream every day, Monday through Sunday, 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. So if you guys are looking for a cool vibe, yo, hit the follow button and stuff like that. Yo, thank you, Arthur, bro. And I appreciate it. But I want the whole team to be my shiny. Yo, I feel that so much. And Twitch be wild, yeah, Twitch is super wild. Twitch is crazy sometimes. Yo, Pico, I'll see you later, Pico. Does anyone want to trade for my level 53 Rollerbond? Is it shiny? But like, yo, me personally, I don't need it and stuff like that because I think I probably already have one. I think I already got one. A Slim Shibby. How is the game, Slim Shibby? And yo, Arthur, if you do got a rating that, bro, I understand. I understand, bro. And yeah.